Okay, I just got a notification, so I gotta be loud. Crazy, bro. Crazy. They do me like this every time, bro. Took my money, gave me my money back. Keep messing with my audio, my video. We good though. Y'all come on back in here. Y'all come on back in here. Come on back in here. Lala, what it do? Hold on, man. Damn, chat. Hold on, chat. Alright, there we go. We got the sub counter up there. Art War, what it do? Third time's a charm, man. Damn, Art War. They probably had to go push this live out. They say that boy keep ending the motherfuckers, man. They probably ain't gonna push this one out, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. Damn, chat. They don't want your boy to, you know what I mean? Y'all see I got the exit sign in here so much. When I point at that motherfucker, that mean y'all gotta get people up out of here, man. Y'all see I got the exit. I'm trying to get it to where it'll light up, but I don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? It ain't battery powered. You know, I ain't trying. They talking about I gotta electrocute myself fucking with it. So y'all see I just put it up there, man. What's up, Carlos? Double tap the screen, shut it live out. We finna start in about 2-3 minutes. I'm giving people some time to get up in here. We finna get started in like 2-3 minutes. You said, so did he waste our money going to Alaska? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me, did he waste the money going to Alaska, man? Let me pull up the damn phone lines. Y'all want to open up the phone line? I'll open up the phone lines, man. Damn, somebody called already? Somebody called like 10 minutes ago, 2-3 times. That's probably a troll. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, they talking about my fishing license finna expire. Damn. They talking about my fishing license finna expire, chill. I gotta go get that. Make sure my audio together, man.
To the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Alright, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. We right back into the live stream, man. They knocked us down. Wanda Mitchell, what's up? Lala, you said say it again. Say what again? Say what again? That. Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. What we doing tonight, Chad? We got Trump and Putin strike a deal with the wars in 2025. We got Newsome is ready to fight to the end, man. I want to know how y'all feel about it. I'm finna put a poll up. Will the Russia-Ukraine war end in 2025? Alright, y'all get to the poll, man. Let me know how y'all feel down in the poll. We finna get straight into the update, man. We finna see what happened with that meeting, because he said they struck a deal, but I still don't know what kind of deal they struck, man. So we finna get straight into it, man. Y'all double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. Call your auntie, uncle, and your cousin. Tell them plug live and he running his mouth. I don't care if you far left, far right, liberal, conservative, Marxist, fascist, I don't care if you straight up and down the middle. I don't care if you had a good night, a good week. I don't care if you don't like looking at me, man. Call in. Maz, drop the phone number so I can pin the phone number. Maz, drop the phone number for me. Let's get into the video, man.
Here, the two leaders, Vladimir Putin and President Donald Trump.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, our negotiations.
We seeing
great progress today. I've always had a fantastic relationship with President Putin, with Vladimir. We had many tough meetings, good meetings. We were interfered with by the Russia hoax that made it a little bit tougher to deal with, but he understood it. I think he's probably seen things like that during the course of his career. He's seen it all. But we had to put up with the Russia hoax. He knew it was a hoax, and I knew it was a hoax. But what was done was very criminal. But it made it harder for us to deal as a country in terms of the business and all of the things that we'd like to have dealt with. But we'll have a good chance when this is over. So just to put it very quickly, I'm going to start making a few phone calls and tell them what happened. But we had an extremely productive meeting, and many points were agreed to. There are very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant.
Did he just little boy Vladimir like that when he was like, yeah, President, Vladimir? Did he just little boy Putin, you know what I'm saying? Because if I was up there and he was like, plug, I probably wouldn't feel no type of way, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, y'all know, maybe he did. Maybe Putin felt that was disrespectful. Maybe he did.
A very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there. I would like
to
thank
camaraderie?
President Putin and his entire team, who I know in many cases, other than that, whose faces I get to see all the time in the newspaper.
I'm gonna be real, chat. If they really talking about it's a 7-foot mile spacecraft somewhere, they probably went in that meeting and was like, hey, look, man, all of that bullshit y'all got going on over there, we got this damn spacecraft coming, boy. We got shit underwater. We don't know what the hell going on, man. We got to get to this money. It's probably what they said.
You're almost as famous as the boss, but especially this one right over here. But we had some good meetings over the years, right? Good productive meetings over the years, and we hope to have that in the future. But let's do the most productive one right now. We're going to stop 5, 6, 7,000, thousands of people a week from being killed, and President Putin wants to see that as much as I do. So, again, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much. And
what spacecraft they talking about? Something about a 7-mile long spacecraft, and it's been being talked about a lot more lately. The girl that was at the Bush administration, she did an interview the other day talking about a 7-mile long. I thought she said 70, but I went back and listened. She said 7. It's a 7-mile long spacecraft supposed to be docked by Saturn, or was docked by Saturn. Basically pulling energy. That's how they know type 1 civilization, type 2 civilization. They were saying that they was already there. So they said if you go and check out the money, where the money started going after the year 1984, it was like just unlimited spending everywhere. They saying it was basically funneling all of that money to our space programs, to our AI programs, so we can hurry up and get our technology to that level. That's what she was saying. So I'm saying if that shit is true and the world leaders know that shit is true, when they going into these meetings and shit, they probably both sitting down like, hey, look, we got bigger fish to fry right now. We're straight up, we got bigger fish to fry right now. There's some other shit going on.
We'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
It's an interesting one. I don't know, I'll get a little heat on that one, but I could see it possibly happening. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Man, Putin ain't answering no questions. Man, Putin got them hitters with him, man. He trying to get up out of there, man. He trying to get up out of there, man. What I am gonna say is this. He invited him to Moscow right after he called him Vladimir. And Trump was like, I don't know, man. Maybe it'll happen, possibly. Trump knows that if he go over there, that's going to give the left more of that Russia shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is already, a little bit, but it's war going on. But if he go to Moscow, oh yeah, that they'll never. Y'all see how they did Tucker Carlson when he went over there and interviewed.
Meanwhile, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo joins us now. Last time they met, he was there. Mr. Secretary, your thoughts about how little we know at this point?
Yeah, Brian, that was different, for sure. Different than most of the pressers that President Trump has, where he's usually very straightforward and very...
All right. Press 1 if America's the hottest country in the world. Press 2 if America's not the hottest country in the world. Let's see what y'all feel about it, chat. Y'all double tap the screen, shut the live out. We go live every single night over here talking entertainment, politics, and current events. We 25 subs away from the next sub goal, man. Is America the hottest country in the world right now?
Very forward-leaning and sharing all the things that he can. Clearly, he felt in this instance to deliver on behalf of America, the best thing to do was to be quiet. I don't think we should overread that. I would also urge everyone watching. I'm sure the Russians are already out with a series of statements. They'll come out with more. Pay little attention to what they actually say. What we ought to all focus on is what they do in the coming hours. Will there be missiles flying tonight in Ukraine? Will the Russians continue their advance? What will the Ukrainians do on the ground? I'm sure President Zelensky will get the briefing from President Trump on what actually...
Zelensky mad as a motherfucker right now, chat. Oh, we are at Plug After Dark, so I will be cussing. Straight up, we are at Plug After Dark, I will be cussing. Zelensky mad as a motherfucker right now, chat.
...the place. But will we see a de facto ceasefire, at least for a little while they try to get President Trump's words right, to try and iron out some of the things that still remain to be figured out? But I agree, pretty non-transparent, much that we don't know.
Right.
That does suggest there are significant roadblocks along the way that remain.
Mr. Secretary, I didn't go to KGP school. I couldn't get in. It was probably the Russian language that stopped me. But it looks as though they've been listening to the president. If in 2022 I met with President Biden, he essentially said, and I said it doesn't have to come to a war. We don't need these hostilities. But he didn't seem to care, so we had a war. So blame President Biden for that. And he also went on to say there wouldn't have been a war if President Trump had been president. That's exactly what President Trump feels. Also, they went out of their way, even before the summit, to establish in the past how America worked together in World War II, putting roses on your monument.
You said, am I MAGA? I'm America first. You know, I do put America first, and I am the voice of the politically homeless, man. I call out the left, I call out the right, man, for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Straight up. Welcome.
Symbolizing U.S.'s role in defeating Nazi Germany. He also went out of his way to talk about this has been the lowest point in the Cold War, but we have so much in common. Look, we're neighbors. You want to read into that a little bit?
Only this, Brian. Putin gets the joke, right? He is trying diligently to snuggle up to President Trump. He knows that President Trump holds all the cards that can bring his nation to near ruin. That, by the way, that read of World War II I've heard from Foreign Minister Lavrov so many times is laughable. No read to recount the history, but they were not good actors in the aftermath of World War II, to say the least. The Soviet Union destroyed so much and did so little for its own people. He also defended the Christian church. I mean, it's really quite laughable as well. But he had all the notes he thought would matter. I think that is a misread in some ways. President Trump, while he said we have a great relationship, has been incredibly tough with respect to Russia, far more capable of deterring Vladimir Putin than Joe Biden or Barack Obama ever could. I don't suspect that what happened today or what Putin could say in some laudatory statement is going to change that, Brian.
Mr. Secretary, I just want to bring it to the one point. You know that you had a long 3 or 4 page speech from Vladimir Putin with the translator ready to go. The president, probably with a Sharpie, had a few comments and then said this of significance. Let's listen.
We had an extremely productive meeting and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant, but we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there.
One is the most significant. That's that damn land, man. Putin want that damn land. Zelensky don't want to give up that damn land, and Trump is in the middle. Straight up.
So, you know President Trump. You know his body language. Your thoughts about what he means?
I think there's still significant sticking points along the way. They may have identified interests that they can work their way through, perhaps on economic matters, the like, but it sounds to me like sort of the central issue, the thing that we've all been talking about for the days leading up to this, Vladimir Putin's willingness to conduct a ceasefire with no conditions so that they can get to the table and discuss a formal resolution of the conflict. It doesn't sound like Putin showed up today ready to concede that core point.
Yeah, we didn't get there is what he said, but we have productive meetings. I'm going to call NATO, I'm going to call the EU, European leaders, I'm going to call Zelensky. So he does have something to say. And soon we're going to get that, what happened and what did next.
Hey, double tap the screen, shut a live out. We 25 subs away from the next sub goal, man. Press 1 if you think Trump got played. Press 2 if you do not think Trump got played.
And then we're going to have evaluation. It's just very different not to get that from the press conference.
Yeah, in a matter of hours, we'll have figured out precisely where they are, or at least approximately where everybody landed after.
Oh, Trump does have to get involved, man. He has to now, because at this point, he already done sent Ukraine some more weapons. He stuck his hand in the pot. So shit, it's either he finna get in waist deep or he's not. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. If the war is gonna continue, America's gotta fund it. We gotta send the weapons over there. We gotta send aid. Straight up. Trump in it. He need to be in it. Shit.
Today's meeting. President Trump was pretty forward-leaning in terms of there being another meeting. He had said if there was no progress, he would not concede to that point. Sounds like he at least made enough progress to believe that let the teams get back together to try and suss through this. But let's watch not only what is said in the coming hours and even days, but what actions are taking. Does Vladimir Putin continue to steal Ukrainian kids and take them back to Russia? Does he continue to fight along the Donbass and Luhansk lines of contact? Does he continue to lob missiles into Kyiv? If he does that, I think President Trump will find very suspect some of the things it sounds like Vladimir Putin may well have said today.
So they both indicated there should be another meeting. I was kind of interested to get your take when President Putin recommended a venue. Watch.
Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much, and we'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
It's an interesting one. I don't know. I'll get a little heat on that one, but I can see it possibly happening. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And thank you all. Thank you.
I think that caught him by surprise. Your thoughts?
Yeah, probably so. I'm sure President Putin would like to show up with the remaining fighters that he can still fly, and the Russian bombers, just as the Americans flew over the meeting today. Putin would probably like to return that favor and have a home and away game. I think President Trump will be pretty smart about where the venue for the next meeting, and I think it'll be important that President Zelensky be at that meeting as well. I'd be very surprised if President Zelensky, Trump, and Putin all met in Moscow.
Yeah, Zelensky's not going to Moscow, bro. If Zelensky go to Moscow, his ass either's not gonna be here no more. He will be remembered. Remembering Zelensky is what people gonna be saying, or his ass gonna be in jail, man. They not finna let Zelensky walk into Moscow and walk out the same. Straight up, they're not gonna let Zelensky walk in there and walk out the same, man.
That would surprise me quite a bit. Who knows?
And a lot of people are going to talk about this. Jackie Heinrich points out, in tradition would have it, usually the home team gets to speak first. Vladimir Putin spoke first. But with the president's unorthodox way of approaching everything about the presidency, I would not look into that at all. Those type of things don't bother President Trump, correct?
No, diplomatic niceties are not something that's going to offend him. I think also he likely wanted the last word. I know when I was in meetings like this and there was a readout, I always wanted to be the last.
Hell yeah, these two of the most dangerous people in the world right now. It's a handful of real dangerous motherfuckers in the world right now. I'm talking about real dangerous. These are two of them. China's leader, North Korea leader, some of those African leaders, man, it's some dangerous motherfuckers in the. See, when you got a militia or you got the funds to get a militia, I'm not even talking about the armies behind them. These people got enough money to hire mercenaries too. You know what I'm saying? These some dangerous ass people on top of having the political power. Yes, they dangerous, real dangerous. If they want to be. If they want to be dangerous, these are some of the most dangerous on the planet.
Last one to clean up.
Talking about unlimited resources. That's the difference. You can be not scared of anything. You can shoot them up, bang, bang, stab somebody. But when you have unlimited resources on top of political power, oh yeah, you a dangerous. You a bad man.
Anything the other person may have said that didn't ring true to me. I imagine President Trump wanted to keep that prerogative so that if President Putin said something that he found either incorrect or needed to be fixed, get that last word. He certainly got that today.
Mr. Secretary, check your text messages in your email. Let us know when you get some detail, and we'll have you just bump right in. Thanks so much for being our expert, and don't go too far.
Hannity.
And welcome to Hannity. And tonight we are back at Joint Base, Elmendorf, Richardson, and we are in beautiful Anchorage, Alaska, and the historic summit between President Donald Trump and President from Russia, Vladimir Putin, is now in the books. But not before Vladimir got an up-close look at the power, the sophistication, the strength, the might of the U.S. military with this incredible, perfectly timed flyover featuring a B-2 stealth bomber and 4 F-35 stealth fighters. Now, following that epic show of force, both leaders met for roughly 3 hours. What happened? How did the meeting go? And what's next for Russia and Ukraine? Joining us now for his very first post-summit interview, the president of our great country. Sir, how are you?
Thank you very much.
We're glad you could be here.
Thank you.
So, you said before...
Bulletproof was in Alaska, man, and shit moved around. I don't know where he having this interview at right here, right now, but yeah, he was in there. I don't think Bulletproof gonna go to Moscow. He might meet him somewhere over there, but a 3-hour meeting is what they did. So 3 hours, that's a lot of talking. They said they still got a big issue on the table, a couple more issues on the table.
Before the interview, you said, in 2 minutes, I will know. I watched very...
You said what would have happened if they did that right then and there? Oh, it would have been World War III right then. Hey, it would have been what... Listen, man, I'm going to tell you. Username 090. Reverse those roles with any of those leaders I just named. Reverse the roles with any of the leaders I just named. Man, it's finna go down. It's finna go down. In a major way.
very closely when you met him on the red carpet after both your planes landed. What vibe did you get in 2 minutes?
Well, you know, I always had a great relationship with President Putin, and we would have done great things together in terms of, you know, their land is incredible. The rare earth, the oil, gas.
Hey, Joe, blah, blah, these. How about that?
The largest piece of land in the world as a nation by far. I think they have 11 time zones, if you can believe it. That's big stuff. But we would have done a lot of great things, but we had the Russia hoax, which stopped us from doing that. We would have done so great, but we had one of the great hoaxes. I mean, there were others, like the election itself, as you know, as you covered better than anyone. But it was a rigged election and a horrible thing that took place in 2020. But we would have had a great relationship, but we did amazingly well, considering, you know, he would look and see what happened. He would think we're crazy, you know, with the made-up Russia hoax. So we had something very important, and we had a very good meeting today, but we'll see. I mean, it's, you know, you have to get a deal. We agreed on a lot of points. I want to see people stop dying in Ukraine, and that's what's happening. We're losing 5, 6, 7,000. They're Russians, mostly Russians, and they're Ukrainian soldiers. There's some people dying in cities and towns where they're trying to blow up missile manufacturers and other things in some cities. I don't know if you know what's going on there, but there are a lot of people dying. And if we can end that war, it would be very good. And I was very happy to hear him say, if I was president, that war would have never happened.
Mr. President, that was my next question. He said at the joint press conference that, and you have said this many, many times, and he confirmed for the world today, that if you were president, this wouldn't have happened. Did any of the specifics come up as to why he said that?
It did. It doesn't matter at this point, but that this war should never have happened. You know, a lot of wars should never have happened. There was stupid things go down, and the wrong people are talking, but Biden was a terrible president in so many ways. He should have never let it happen, and it did. There are millions of people killed. I mean, it's the worst thing since, I see everyone saying worst since World War II by far. There's nothing even close.
Hey, let's get the likes up, man. Go and put your finger on the like button, man. Double tap the screen, like boom, boom. We are 25 subs away from the next sub goal. We go live every single night over here, man. Y'all come rock out with your boy.
But we had a very good meeting today, and I think a lot of points were negotiated on behalf of Ukraine and on behalf of the whole NATO situation, where we're dealing very well with a lot of foreign countries that are great, European countries. Look, as far as I'm concerned, there's no deal until there's a deal, but we did make a lot of progress.
The meeting took place in this room.
Yeah.
This is where you met, right in this room.
Well, let me examine it. Oh, there it is.
That's where you were sitting.
That's it. I would say that's it. Yep.
So did you have alone time with him?
Yeah, I did. I did actually after our speeches. He made a very good speech, and I also finished it up. And afterwards, we spoke. Right after that.
Hey, who is this interviewing Trump right there, y'all? What's the interviewer's name, Chad?
We spoke very sincerely. I think he wants to see it done.
Yeah. In your press conference, you talked about a lot of things that you agreed on, and maybe one big issue you don't agree on. Are you prepared to go public with that?
No, I'd rather not. I guess somebody's going to go public with it. They'll figure it out, but no, I don't want to do that. I want to see if we can get it done. You know, it's not a done deal at all.
Oh yeah, this is Sean Hannity.
Ukraine has to.
He kind of look like Jay Leno, don't he? Don't he look like he could be kin to Jay Leno now?
I mean, President Zelensky has to agree. But it's a terrible war where he's losing a lot, and both of them are. And hopefully it can get completed. That'll be a great achievement for them. Forget about me.
Yeah.
For them. And you'll save 7,000 lives a week. That's a lot.
I spoke very briefly to Secretary of State Rubio, and he did say to me, he goes, there's a difference when you're in the same room together than versus, talking to each other through the press.
Even through the phone.
Even through the phone.
It's not the same thing. When you're on a telephone, it's not the same thing either. This was, we were together almost 3 hours. And it was very extensive, and we agreed on a lot of points. A lot of points we agreed on, but there's not that much. There's, one or two pretty significant items, but I think they can be reached. Now it's really up to President Zelensky to get it done. And I would also say
Told y'all, Putin want that land, and Trump wants Zelensky to get that shit up. Reports was coming out last week that Putin want the land, and Zelensky and the people over there in the EU was saying, no, we're not giving it up. We're not giving it up. That's what Putin wants, is the damn land. Trump is like, hey, look, man, I can get this deal done with the land. And Zelensky like, over my dead body.
European nations, they have to get involved a little bit, but it's up to President Zelensky. I think we are. And if they'd like, I'll be at that next meeting. They're going to set up a meeting now between President Zelensky and President Putin, and myself. I guess I didn't ask you about it. Not that
he don't want to be there.
I want to be there, but I want to make sure it gets done. And we have a pretty good chance of getting it done.
If you had to grade it on a scale of 1 to 10.
So I think the meeting was a 10 in the sense that we got along great, and it's good when,
Be done. I'm from Arkansas.
Two big powers get along, especially when they're nuclear powers. We're number one, they're number two in the world, and it's a big deal. That's a big deal. You never want to even mention that word, the word nuclear, but we have a tremendous nuclear. I rebuilt it when I was president, first term, and I hated to rebuild it. It was the one thing I hated to rebuild, but we had to. And we have the greatest nuclear force. We have the greatest military in the world, actually, and they have a big nuclear presence also.
Oh, you gotta respect it. You
always have to respect it. You never want to use it. If you use that, it could be the end of the world. That's the kind of power we're talking about.
Let's talk about.
It could be the end of the world. He not lying. He not lying. It could be the end of the world. Everybody, hey man, it's all with. But listen, chat. Him saying that they're both two nuclear powers, chat. This shit, man. I don't know, Chad. This might be an ongoing thing. Somebody in here earlier said it's starting to look more like a Cold War than a World War. Something, man. Press 1 if you think this is starting to look like another Cold War.
What brought President Putin to the table? I would argue that there are 4 things in my mind. If you think there are more or you don't think they were a factor, you did the trade deal with the European Union, and in that deal, you got nearly $1 trillion in commitments to purchase American oil. That's money that would otherwise be funding Putin's war machine. That's number one. India, 50% tariffs if they import Russian oil. You also, Vladimir Putin wasn't moving at a speed you were comfortable with, so you said you would, unlike Biden, you wouldn't give weapons to Ukraine, you would sell weapons to Ukraine. The last thing, and I don't think it could be underestimated, is NATO is now paying twice what they were paying, and those countries that weren't paying their fair share are. Were those the four factors that brought him into this room today?
Or NATO is now paying 5% as opposed to 2%, and they're paying it. And, you know, look, it's headed by, as you know Mark very well. He's a great guy and great people. The leaders, I got to know him very well about 6 weeks ago. And great relationship with NATO, European nations basically, but a great relationship. I don't want to say anything brought him to he's a very smart guy. Nothing brought him to the table, so to speak. I think that
Oh, the number is to call in. Oh, people been calling in? No, ain't nobody called in since earlier. The numbers, if you want to call in and talk to me about this, man, the chat will be able to hear you. I'll be able to hear you. We can just have a conversation. Double tap the screen, shut the live out. We are 25 subs away from the next sub goal. Let's get the 29,300. If this your first time in my live stream, press 2, and I'll give you a shout out, man. Press 2 if this your first time in here, and I'll give you a shout out.
Respects our country now. He didn't respect it under Biden, I can tell you that. He had no respect for it. I was so happy when he said this would have never happened. All those lives would be saved if they had if we had a competent president, those lives would have been saved. It's so sad. You know, I've negotiated 5 wars to their end, and wars that were tough. India,
I have
Pakistan.
7.
Carlos, we don't care about you in here. King, welcome in. Hope you subscribe. Anton, Dennis, hope you subscribe. Gilberto, Priscilla, Dixon, hope you subscribe. Steve, man, welcome in. Steve, hope you subscribe. Ron Cantrell, man, welcome in. We go live every single day over here, man. Appreciate everybody for coming in and rocking with me. Appreciate all the new subs. Samuel Hodge, welcome in. Sam, you hope you subscribe, man. Esther, hope you subscribe. Tim, we're still trying to see if he got it done. Gary, the numbers if you want to call in and have a conversation about this Trump sitting down with Putin, and let the chat know your opinions. Joanne, welcome in. Hope you subscribe, Joanne. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend.
India, Pakistan, Israel, Iran in 12 days, Rwanda, the Congo, Serbia, Kosovo, Cambodia, Thailand, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Egypt, Cambodia. You play.
Brian, this channel, I am the voice of the politically homeless. We call in, we do debates, we do live streams, we do reactions. I give my takes. I'm an opinion, but I am the voice of the politically homeless. I call out the left and the right for the good, the bad, and the ugly. We are really, an open platform. If you want to call in, give your thoughts and opinions, hit the phone lines, man. This channel is most of the time we cover politics and current events and entertainment. Politics, current events, entertainment. Not too many sports. I do have another channel for sports, but I don't promote it over here.
You played a role in all of those, did you not?
I did. I didn't want to include the decimation of the nuclear arsenal because I don't consider it necessarily, conclusive, but we did something amazing because for 22 years, no president was willing to do it. We decimated the nuclear capability, potential nuclear capability.
What's going on, Kay?
Which I think would have taken place within a month of Iran. And that was a big thing.
I have to go back. This is too historic and deep and profound. At a press conference, the president of Russia stated something that you had stated many, many times, and maybe people, your political opponents, might have dismissed. But he said this war would not have taken place if you were president. Now, he did give you behind-the-scenes specific reasons why it happened under Biden. He did give you reasons.
Yeah, he did, but I know the reason. It's gross incompetence. I mean, we have a border that's totally closed now, and people come in, but they come in legally. But we had 0, as you know. The first time you heard it was 3 months ago, but we've done it now 3 times in a row. 0 people coming in illegally. We have many things that are going well now. Our economy is great. We don't have inflation. The price of energy is down. The price of groceries are down. The price of everything is down. People are happy. We're saving Social Security. You saw that the other day where we have a genius in charge. I took him out of J.P. Morgan Chase. He was the head of, one of the top people in there, and he did great. He went to one of the big funds. He went, one of the top people. They take a cut. I think he said he's working for 1% of what he was working for. These are unbelievable people. And the job he's done in Social Security and making it really powerful and strong is amazing. And we've done that with many things. I love doing it. I love seeing this country be great again. And Vladimir said just a little.
Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. We are 22 subs away from the next sub goal. You said what happened in the room? Trump and Putin held a meeting for 3 hours. They were going back and forth on a couple things. I'm calling it and saying that Putin wants that land because it was reported last week that he wants that land over there, and that's the deal breaker because Zelensky said that they're not giving up the land. That Europe, all of those countries over there said they don't want Ukraine to give up the land. Trump's trying to get Ukraine to give up the land so he can get an end to this war. That's the deal breaker. That is what is going on right now. There's a couple other things, but I believe the big issue is the land. I see a lot of y'all in here saying it was Russia's land to begin with. I'm not here to debate that. I'm saying Russia wants the land. Zelensky not giving that shit up, and the EU is backing Zelensky.
A little while ago, he said, I've never seen anybody do so much so fast. He said, your country is like hot as a pistol. And a year ago, he thought it was dead. Everybody thought it was dead.
Let me ask you this. We mentioned, to whatever degree history will judge your involvement in the 7 conflicts we mentioned, and this conflict in particular. However they will...
Let's ask the chat. Welcome in, Linda. I hope you're having a good night, Linda. If you think Trump walked away from this meeting as a winner, press 1. If you think Putin walked away from this meeting as a winner, press 2. Press 1 if you think Trump walked away a winner. Press 2 if you think Putin walked away a winner. We are 22 subs away from the next sub goal.
End up judging you. I don't think any other world leader would have been able to set up this meeting today. You're expending a lot of political capital. I've watched a lot of leaders. I've been doing this since 1987 when I started my radio career. It's a long time. And I've seen a lot of presidents come and go, a lot of world leaders come and go. And you're willing to expend political capital. All of the conflicts that I mentioned, including this one, this does not impact the United States as much as it does our allies in Europe.
It's true.
The Middle East, when we get involved in the Middle East, but you're doing it anyway. Now, why? Is it to save lives? Do you want to save the world?
Yeah, number one, to save lives in all cases, because war...
Oh, shit, chat. I was riding, I think I just got to Central Texas. I was on my way. I think I was on my way to San Antonio. But, I seen a damn billboard that said, release the Epstein files, big as hell. I seen a billboard. I said, damn, is that a billboard that said, release the Epstein files? I took a picture of it. I'm going to put it in the Discord.
Wars are wars. When you see what would have happened with Cambodia as an example. Now, I'm not involved, but I was involved in negotiating a trade deal, and I said, you guys are going to be fighting Thailand, Cambodia, so many different... Look at India. Take a look at India and Pakistan. They were shooting down airplanes already, and that would have been maybe nuclear. I would have said it was going to go nuclear, and I was able to get it done. Number one is lives, and number two is everything else. Wars are very bad, and if you can avoid them, and I seem to have an ability to end them, to get people together.
Yeah, it was in Texas. The release the Epstein files billboard was in Texas. Hell yeah.
Use the power of the United States. We have got the greatest economy now in the world. We have trillions, not billions, trillions of dollars or millions. We have trillions of dollars pouring into our coffers. I'm getting calls from people in government saying, where did I get the $29 billion from? I said, why don't you try the tariff shelf? And, we have, as an example, the European nations, we made a great deal. They pay us literally trillions of dollars. Japan, so many. And you know what? They like us better. They respect us. They didn't respect us. They were paying us nothing. Nothing. We were paying them. They weren't paying us. and I turned it around, and we're actually a very rich country now. You know, I told you my favorite word is the word tariff. I actually made that a little bit later because I got criticized by the fake news. You know, they said, what about religion? What about family?
Well, how many countries now have you made trade deals with, and how much is it incoming?
Many of them, and well, basically all of them, because I made, along with some great people, as you know them very well. They're on your show, but I made, I would say, 12 or 13 of the big ones. In other words, we made the big deals, and the rest we just assign a tariff to. And we do that by gut instinct. We do that by how we're doing generally, how the relationship, and we do it also by deficits. If we're losing a lot of money with a country, you got to pay us a tariff. We got to make it even.
That's the thing. See, like, the United States doesn't ever plan to pay its debt. We talked about that the other night. We got all the minerals and resources and all that land. You know, Trump was trying to open up those federal lands, you know what I'm saying? That would mean Cali could start drilling offshore too, because the endangered species they can. So we know the U.S. not planning on paying that debt. The difference is the reason we can keep pushing ourselves further and further in the debt is because we had a world reserve currency. You know, we pay our debts in our own currency, so we get to, you know, print that shit. I think they say something like 400 million is printed every day at the Fed. So these other countries, their debt is in US dollars also, so they can't pay their debt in their own currency, so they can't print, you know what I'm saying? So that's where we get into this other countries feeling like they're being mistreated, you know what I'm saying? That's why other countries are so poor and they live so third world, and we're 40 trillion in debt, but we're not really living third world. That's the reason.
We want to balance it out. And I was generous to a lot. Some of them, we lose so much money that, you know, frankly, you'll never make it up. And if there are people that have been great to us as a country, then I take it a little bit easy. But for years, we've been a laughing stock all over the world, the way they took advantage of us. Now, in my first term, I did it, but we got hit with COVID. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country in my first term, but at the end of it, we got hit with a thing called COVID. You may have heard of it. And it decimated the world, the whole world. And we did a phenomenal job, Operation Warp Speed. A lot of people say it was one of the most incredible things they've ever seen. Operation Warp Speed.
What's up, Tristan? What's up, Chica? Double tap the screen, shut the live out. I want to ask y'all, chat, press 2 if you are for tariffs. Press 4 if you are against tariffs. See, I switched it up on y'all to see who active. Press 2 if you are against tariffs. Press 4 if you are for tariffs. Or did I say it backwards? We just gonna go with that one, all right? 2 if you are against tariffs. 4 if you are for tariffs. See how that go? 4 if you are for, 2 if you are against them.
What we did a great job. But this was a tremendous problem for everybody. I mean, every country, even China, in all fairness, they got hit much later. People thought they avoided it. They got hit very hard. Everybody got hit. But we did a job like nobody's seen, and we came back and we had a country that was respected again. And then we had this person get in there that had no right being president. He lost the election by a lot. His whole group was radical left, crazy people. And I'll tell you, our country was in...
Okay, y'all said I said it backwards. Okay, we're going to do it this way. If you are for tariffs, put 4, F-O-R. If you are against tariffs, put against. Just say against. That'll be better. That'll be better. Double tap the screen. We 22 subs away from the next sub goal, man.
We were in a whole heap of trouble. And if that whole ideology didn't change, I think our country would have been dead. You know, they say it. I was with also the king of Saudi Arabia, the head of Qatar, the head of UAE about 3 months ago now already. The time flies. And they put up $5.1 trillion investment in our country. And we have about $17 trillion coming into our country. The numbers like we've never seen before. And by the way, this is after 6 months. This is a...
See, I told y'all that. Before Trump even took office, I told y'all last time Sam Altman went to the to the Saudis and asked for that $7 trillion, right? He asked for $7 trillion to fund his AI. He was trying to build all these factories and shit. And obviously, maybe he wasn't going to get the whole $7 trillion, but he was going to get some money. Because why? The last administration struck it down. They said that the chips, they didn't want the factories to be over there because the Saudis wanted the factories to be, you know, kind of over there. Some of the factories, they was like, no, it's too much Chinese influence. The product from over there is trash, so they struck it down. I said on that live stream, oh, when Trump comes into office, Trump finna get that money. $7 trillion coming from over there, Trump's gonna let that deal happen. What do we see right after that? We seen Sam Altman, Elon Musk, and Trump in that press room having that damn meeting, talking about they just struck a deal for $5 trillion from over there.
Like, you know, this is after 6 months. We never had numbers like that after years. And our country is so hot, and we're building so many factories. The car companies that left, they're pouring back. The AI, which is a hot thing, we're leading China by a lot. We're leading everybody with AI.
But they just came out and said China's infrastructure is way ahead of ours. They say our grid's not big enough, but China, you know how like we got the... Basically, Elon said that we need a 1 mile by 1 mile square battery and we can power this motherfucker. They saying China's already making strides with this shit, all these data centers and everything. So I hear what Trump's saying, but we need some proof in the pudding. We know that we got the investments there. We got to get these factories up and build it. We got to get some American asses and some American seats at these damn facilities and these factories, man. Straight up. Like, hopefully they don't build these factories up just to have the robots running through and walking, man. We need to build these factories up and put some American asses in the motherfuckers, man.
You know, a lot of these geniuses that you read about, they really are geniuses. I hope they're right. They're spending $50 billion to build a plant and $90 billion. You know, you think of $50 million for building a plant. No, they're building $50 billion, $90 billion.
$5 trillion investments into AI. They're investing into OpenAI's. Y'all, you know the what was this shit there now? Stargate. That's what the $5 trillion is coming from. Stargate is going into that Stargate initiative, I assume. But they the $5 trillion was Sam Altman had pretty much already facilitated the deal. He just got shut down by the last administration. So Trump gave it the go ahead. But you know that Elon named OpenAI. The company OpenAI, Elon is the one that gave him that name. He said Sam Altman basically ran off with $50 million on him. So Elon and Sam Altman are kind of arch nemesis. They involved in a lot of litigation. So it made sense that Elon was at the meeting. Of course, he's over Doge, you know what I'm saying, the spending, but it made sense that he was at the meeting with Sam Altman, because there's no way that Trump walked Sam Altman into the damn White House when he buddy with Elon. Like, this shit, yeah, it's politics, but these people are quote-unquote friends or good business partners and shit.
They're going to Arizona, they're going...
But I know that soured Elon, too. That soured Elon a lot, too. That's why when you see Trump and Elon fall out, what was Trump saying? Oh, Elon's mad we took the EV credits and he's not doing that. Why? Because Elon was supposed to bank on something. Elon took a big hit on a lot of his companies by coming to Doge. And what else? He just gave Sam Altman basically a $5 trillion initiative for his company, opening up the roadway for what? Sam Altman to become the richest man in the world. Because why? Sam Altman was only paying himself $70K salary, and he was getting, I guess, shares in the company or however else he was getting paid. Now he switched it over to why they're finna take it for profit. He switched it over. So now he's positioned himself to become the richest man in the world. And Trump opened up that doorway for him with the $50 million in seed funding that Elon gave him. It's crazy.
The country, Arizona's a hot spot, but they're going all over the country, and we're way ahead of everybody else. And you know, the biggest problem they had, they couldn't do the energy because the energy is massive. We need more electricity by twice that we have right now. In other words, as a country, we produce a lot of electricity. We need double that electricity at least.
Yeah, Elon's mega rich, but Elon was probably banking on that EV money. All that EV money the government was supposed to kick out. to, you know, make do. Elon is rich. He's still gonna make money, but you gotta understand too, it's still a numbers game with these people. Elon invested into OpenAI, that seed money. He's involved in a lot of litigation. Go watch the Elon and Sam Altman back and forth on those interviews, and you'll kind of see where I'm coming from. Like, OpenAI was supposed to be open source, non-profit. Sam Altman, after Elon invested, Sam Altman took some money from Bill Gates and them. I think it was like 10.4 billion, and somewhere along the way he switched it to closed source, no longer open source, and he switched it from non-profit to for-profit. And he was getting all of those shares. You know what I'm saying? He was taking a 70K salary. I guess he was getting shares. Now he gets that 5 trillion in seed funding. Maybe he doesn't get the whole 5 trillion, but it's an initiative, and he got he's the world leader in AI, quote unquote, so he has the money on a platter for him. It's finna skyrocket his net worth. It's gonna make crazy advancements. They still haven't announced artificial general intelligence. When they announce artificial general intelligence like to the world, and they actually roll it out on top of all of this money coming through, his net worth is finna shoot through the fucking roof, bro. And a lot of people not gonna like that. Elon, vengeful as he is, Elon probably not gonna like that. You know what I'm saying? And now he probably feeling like he got stabbed in the back too with the EV credits getting cut.
To win the AI fight, can you believe that one industry needs it? And so you can't just do that off the grid. The grid is old and it's fine, but it's old and tired and is subject to all sorts of problems. And I came up with...
You saying AGI isn't real? Well, Elon's already accusing Sam Altman of achieving it. Sam Altman already said he was supposed to roll it out this year. AGI is supposed to get rolled out this year, at the latest next year. Elon is already in, I don't know if it's part of the lawsuit or not, but he's came out publicly and said Sam Altman's lying. He been had AGI. They've been achieved artificial general intelligence, and you just seen Sam Altman come out last week and say shit. He's still scared of AI. Like, every time you hear this dude talk, he talk about how scared he is of his own damn product.
Idea, I'm going to let you build your own electric plant. So we have these companies building these massive factories of intelligence, factories of genius, I call it, and they build their own electric plant with it. And I say, build them big. And we have a great person, Lee Zeldin, is approving them very quickly and environmentally friendly and all of that, but very, very quickly. And an amazing thing's happening. Wait till you see what happens when these things start to open.
Let me go back to this issue of Ukraine and Russia for a second. Most people, as they analyze this from the outside, this is how almost everybody's kind of universal thinking, how this ends. There's going to be some land swaps. There will be more Russian territory than there had been, and what Ukraine wants and needs desperately is our security measures that won't be NATO related. If you had to look into your crystal ball, is that how it ends?
Well, I think those are points that we negotiated, and those are points that we largely have agreed on, actually. I think we've agreed on a lot, and I can tell you, the meeting was a very warm meeting. You know, he's a strong guy, he's tough as hell and all of that.
Like, what I'm telling y'all is this. Elon has a lot of money. Sam Altman got a lot of money too. You know, it's not close to Elon yet, but with 5 trillion up for grabs for this AI initiative. That's why Elon went on and got Grok. You know what I'm saying? He got Grok, he got his AI and shit too. But Sam Altman was finna have first pickings and run through all of that shit, man. That 5 trillion, think about it, man. How much of the company do you think Sam Altman owned? Let's look it up. Say he does not own direct equity. Indirect investments through funds. Alright, so this is what it is. That's what I was telling y'all. Right before in 2024, he went to the Saudis and he wanted the 7 trillion, right? Also, up until that point, he had been taking a 70K salary. Y'all remember his sister came out, tried to sue him and shit, and she tried to sue him exactly for what his salary would be for the year. It says in September 2024, a restructuring plan was reported that will grant Altman a 7% equity stake in OpenAI, potentially worth $10 billion, and that was at a $150 billion valuation. Now, out of this $5 trillion that's coming through, this is OpenAI, man. They talking about Tesla could be reported at 30 trillion here for long. We talking about 5 trillion just for AI. What if an OpenAI could have a lot of that market share? What if OpenAI come through and get 50% of that? 50% of the 5 trillion, that's 2.5 trillion. Sam Altman gonna have 7% or whatever the valuation ends up falling to. 7% of something around 2 trillion gonna be looking crazy. 7% or something around 2.5 trillion gonna be looking real crazy, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, somebody get Jesus out my chat, man. Somebody get Jesus out my chat.
It's very good when they get along. I think we're pretty close to a deal. Now look, Ukraine has to agree to it. Maybe they'll say no, because Biden handed out money like it was candy, and Europe gave him a lot of money. You know, we gave him $350 billion. Europe gave them much less, but still a lot, $100 billion.
What would your advice, based on today, when you talk to Vladimir Zelensky, what's your advice to...
make a deal.
Make the deal.
Gotta make a deal, yeah. Look, Russia's a very big power, and they're not. They're great soldiers, or they have great, but, you know, they also had the best equipment. You know, they had our equipment. And I gave them javelins, if you remember, in my first term. In fact, there was a statement, I gave javelins. You remember the statement? I gave javelins, and Obama gave, because it was Obama at that time, Obama gave them sheets. And that's true. I gave javelins, and a lot of tanks were knocked out because of the javelins. The javelins, incredible weapon. It's a tank. You know, you look at this big, powerful tank. It ends up being a ball of metal lying on the ground and burning. I've never seen anything like it. We have the greatest military equipment in the world, but they did have courage in fighting. And, you know, they're fighting a big war machine. And we, I think, are close to a deal, but I don't like saying it. I always say, if I'm really close, I say 50-50, because so many things can happen. But I think President Putin would like to solve the problem, and it was a problem that should have never happened. This was a war. All of those families that lost somebody, and I have a book of thousands of people. They presented me with it today. Thousands of people, prisoners that will get released. We have 1,000, more than 1,000 prisoners that they're going to release today. Well, they have to accept them. You know, they're going to release them. They have to accept them. I have a book of every. It's so sad to see. And then you have another book of people that are dead, and they have dead bodies all over. Thousands of them that they want to switch between the two countries.
And you saw the pictures?
I saw pictures of the dead, yeah, of some of the dead, but I saw pictures of over 1,000 people that are prisoners, yeah, today.
Let me ask you...
That we can get back.
Okay, so you're cutting into Russia's main source of energy, a main source of income, which is energy. You make this deal with the European Union. You tell India, if you keep importing oil from Russia, we're going to put a 50% tax on you. The other big importer would be China. My understanding is you've had conversations with President Xi. Any conversations about Russia-Ukraine?
So Biden did something that was unthinkable. He drove, and Obama too. I stopped it, and then, you know, we had tragedy happen, actually. It was a tragedy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. They saying OpenAI is still private. You know what I'm saying? It's still private. They're not publicly traded yet, but I believe they're probably gonna roll out artificial general intelligence, release that to the public, and then hit the stock exchange. Man, they probably finna try to run that valuation up crazy, and then hit the stock exchange and double down and run the valuation up even more. Yeah, that's what they probably finna try to do. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. We are 22 subs away from the next sub goal, man. 22 subs away from the next sub goal.
The election was a tragedy, but he did something that was unthinkable. He drove China and Russia together. That's not good. If you are just a minor student of history, it's the one thing you didn't want to do, because they're basically natural enemies. Russia has tremendous amounts of land. China has tremendous amounts of people, and China needs Russia land. But because of pure stupidity, they were driven together. And you know what? That's what it is. I don't know that it's going to stay that way, because it really is. There's a natural friction there. But I think that today's meeting went really well, and I think we maybe will have a good result. But I just don't like to talk about it. That's why I agreed to do your interview, and I said, you know what, I'll do it, Sean. But that was like 2 days ago. I had no idea that. I said, Sean, are you going to ask me about what we
basically
just
say on national TV? I regret saying yes to doing this.
Yeah,
interview.
I shouldn't have done it, but that's okay.
You don't have to.
By the way, I have to say to the audience, this guy's a fantastic person. He's a great patriot. You love the country.
I love our country.
You are a very smart cookie. For anybody that ever questioned that, which I don't think there are too many, and just an outstanding man.
I love the fact that there's a possibility of peace everywhere. This is not insignificant. I agree with you. I don't like to see the dying. I don't think I'd want to see the books that you saw today.
I didn't like looking. I was very sad to watch and see.
When you talked before coming here about the consequences for Vladimir Putin being severe, I found that interesting. Severe would be defined by me. India doesn't buy your oil. The European Union won't buy it. And why in the back of my head was I thinking, wait a minute, Donald Trump just delayed a possible increase in tariffs on China. Why do I think that probably President Trump was thinking ahead, that maybe if you had to, that would have been part of the consequences?
Well, because of what happened today, I think I don't have to think about that. Now, I may have to think about it in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something, but we don't have to think about that right now. I think the meeting went very well.
All right. Do you ever think Hillary Clinton, the author of the bought and paid for Russian disinformation dossier, the author of the Russia hoax, going into today would be saying she would nominate you for a Nobel Peace Prize? I don't think you ever expected that happening.
Well, I don't want to be involved in that in the sense, not because of her. It's very nice. If she said that, it's very nice. I really appreciate it too, actually. But
she tried to ruin your life, and in many ways she ruined 3 years of your life.
Well, she made me stronger and tougher, and we had.
Well, you are way more forgiving than me.
Well, it was a sad chapter in our country's history. I will say that. Look, you can't run a country that way. Vladimir Putin said something. One of the most interesting things. He said your election was rigged because you have mail-in voting. He said mail-in voting every election. He said no country has mail-in voting. It's impossible to have mail-in voting and have honest elections. And he said that to me. It was very interesting because we talked about 2020. He said, you won that election by so much. And that's how he got it. He said, and if you would have won, we wouldn't have had a war. You'd have all these millions of people alive now instead of dead. And he said, and you lost it because of mail.
How the fuck Putin know? How the fuck Putin know he lost and he won by a lot? I'm just asking, Chad.
It was a rigged election, but
He
mail-in
like
voting, Sean. The politicians, I think I'm going to make it a big. I know the answer is that Jimmy Carter, years ago, along with Scoop Jackson and some others, they had a committee, respected people, good committee. Jimmy Carter, good guy. He's a good man. And the conclusion was you can't have mail-in voting. We have mail-in voting. It's so dishonest. They send stuff. Some people get 7 ballots. Look at California with that horrible governor they have. He's one of the worst governors in history.
Oh, we finna watch Newsome talk in a minute. We finna watch Newsome. Trump just called Newsome ass out. We finna see what Newsome got to say. Double tap the screen, shut the live out, man. We 22 subs away from the next sub goal, man. Let's get the 250 subs, man. 29K 250. Oh shit, we at 39, we at 40. Alright, yo, we still 22 subs away here.
He's incompetent. He doesn't know what he's doing. They send out like 38 million ballots. Some people get 5, 6, 7. But Vladimir Putin, smart guy, said you can't have an honest election with mail-in voting, and he said there's not a country in the world that uses it now.
Well, I would love to see election reform.
We have to do it. I don't know why we're not doing it.
No,
and you bring it up. The Democrats
Voter
don't
ID.
want it. Look, the Republicans want it, but not strongly enough. I mean, they got to want it strong, because it can't be honest. It goes through a postman. It goes through somebody else. You know, when you go to a really well-run voting booth, you go in, you have to hand a card, a picture, or this or that. You don't have everything perfect. You get sent back. Go get it. It's very hard to do something fraudulent with a vote.
Paper ballots.
Mail-in voting, they give you boxes of stuff. You have no idea where they came from. This mail-in voting, you can't have a great democracy, republic. You can't have it. Well, maybe that's why we're going to end up with a communist mayor in New York. I don't know. He probably is very happy with mail-in voting. But you can't have a great democracy with mail-in voting.
Voter ID, signature verification,
Yeah,
chain of custody controls, updated voter rolls, partisan observers watching the voting all day, the vote counting all night. You do paper ballots, you pick a winner, and everyone goes home with confidence in the integrity.
For 10% of the cost.
Yeah.
So if you do paper ballots, it costs you 10% the cost of machines.
Let me ask you this. The
It's
Trump
real cheap.
the Trump doctrine. I have a definition of it. I've said it many times on TV and on radio. I can give you my version of it, or will you give us your version?
I'd rather have your version.
You want my version?
I love
I'll
your
give you my version.
I've heard it before.
My version is
I've heard it before. I love it. Go ahead.
no forever wars. However, some are interpreting that to mean isolationism.
No.
You've never been an isolationist. Your first term, you beat the hell out of the ISIS caliphate in record time.
Right.
You took out Soleimani on that tarmac. You beat Baghdadi and associates. You dropped the mother of all bombs on Afghanistan. Your second term, you did something I don't think anybody thought would happen, and that is somebody had the courage. They talked a lot about it for decades, taking out Iran's nuclear program. So you're not an isolationist, but you don't want forever wars either.
Right.
And every action you've taken militarily is consistent with that philosophy.
And I beat ISIS. We wiped out
You
ISIS.
beat the ISIS
and
caliphate.
General Kane, who's with us right now, he's right outside actually. General Kane, we call him Raisin Kane. That's his nickname. It's a good name. Actually.
What's my nickname? I don't even want to know.
He's a great guy, but General Kane was the one that did it. Beat ISIS. I was told it was going to take 5 years. He did it in 4 weeks.
Wow. Mr. President, I'm going to let you go, but a big day today. And you're going to fly back, I assume, to our nation's capital. And you probably have time to reflect on this day. The next step, you had said that you wanted a meeting as quickly as possible, maybe with you, President Zelensky, and President Putin.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust the two of them in a room alone together. I think it would be better if you are there.
Well, they both want me there.
Did that come up?
Yeah, it did. I mean, they both want me there, and I'll be there. You got to see it out. And it is a big day. I think either way it's a big day, but if we get this solved, it's a really big day because we're going to save a lot of lives.
Are you confident it can happen in a shorter time period?
Fairly short, yeah.
Fairly short. Yeah. So maybe in the next month?
I thought this would be the easiest of them all, and it was the most difficult. Again, you say 6 or 7, it's a lot.
Yeah, the time frames are hard.
I've done it. I've saved a lot of lives.
No, it's not. If you get this one, that'll be 8. My count is 8. If you include the Abraham Accords, it's more.
Abraham Accords.
By the way, you know, the impression of you is, I think a lot of people, because I think there's a false caricature of you, that Donald Trump would be the candidate, the leading candidate for the Nobel Peace Prize, might make some liberals' head explode, but you are involving yourself. You are expending political capital. And there, in many instances, is really not a lot of benefit for the United States, except that you keep doing your day job.
Well, it's interesting because somebody said, if I get this settled, I'll get the Nobel Peace Prize. I said, well, I'm not involved in it, but what about the other 6 wars or whatever it is? I mean, those were big. Those were wars. As an example, you go to Africa, the Congo against Rwanda.
Yeah.
31 years, 8 million people dead, and I settled it. What about
By the way, how do you settle India, Pakistan?
Well, because I deal with all of the countries for trade. And while I have them on the phone, if I'm dealing with them, or my people, Scott and Howard and all the people that are doing such a great job, and Marco Rubio has been fantastic. JD has been fantastic. We have a great group of people. So if there's a war going on, they say, there's a war going on, and if we're doing trade with one or both of them, I say, we're not going to do a deal unless you make peace. You have no idea. I mean, I've settled wars that have gone up to 35 years, a couple of them, and the Congo and Rwanda, that was 31 years, I think 8 million people dead with machetes, a lot of machete deaths. They walk in, the machetes are swinging all over the place. What a horrible situation, and we got it settled.
Mr. President, I know you may spend more time. I never did an interview with somebody that said, I regret sitting here doing the interview. You can take it back if you want.
Well, you said 10 minutes and you've kept me a little bit longer.
Mr. President, it's a historic day. And I know that Americans, I think this transcends political ideology. I think most people understand that the death, the dying, the war, if it stops, that's a great thing for everybody. I wish you all the success in your mission, and thank you for taking the time to talk to us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Sean.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's bring in Florida Congressman and Chairman of the House Foreign Relations Committee, Brian Mast. Brian, you're as...
All right, man. Trump just said he put down a war, 31-year war. He ended it. He said with that right there, he should get a Nobel. Well, he didn't say he should get a Nobel Peace Prize, but that was his argument for the Nobel Peace Prize. Do you think ending that 31-year war should get Trump the Peace Prize? Yes or no in the chat? Yes or no in the chat?
in foreign relations as anyone in the House. Your thoughts about reading between the lines now, because you don't know a lot of facts about what happened over the course of 3 hours.
Yeah, I think the president is clear-eyed, number one. I think his posture showed that he was clear-eyed about what Vladimir Putin was saying, where Vladimir Putin was wrong. His back is against the wall. There's double NATO land borders along Russia because of Vladimir Putin. As you mentioned in the previous segment, everybody's meeting their commitments or upping their commitments. Russian economy is not growing by 20%. They're in massive inflation is what's going on there, in fact. And you look at the list of things that are happening here, the biggest national security threat to any Russian male is forced conscription and then a deployment to go to the invasion of Ukraine. And these things are being realized across the board. And President Trump, I think, is just crystal clear that Putin's back is against the wall. And I think he demonstrated that clearness with his very first action before saying a word, with the fact that he flew B-2 bombers over his head.
Why was that important?
I think that was not an accident, obviously. For him to fly a B-2 bomber over Vladimir Putin's head, it was a signal to him that when President Trump says, hey, there could be very serious consequences, he's saying that these serious consequences can be very far-reaching. Maybe it's fires that we sell to European countries or other NATO countries that can reach Moscow or St. Petersburg, or oil refineries or other things, or maybe it's other weapon systems that we make sure get into the hands of the Ukrainians. I think that's what I read between the lines of that number one action of them stepping on stage and having that bomber go overhead.
So, Chairman, in the first time President Trump was president, there was some friction with NATO. We know that. We saw it. There was some mocking among European leaders and the president. We witnessed it. We remember the open mic moment as they all talked about the president when he was in the other room, when he was in London and Boris.
Hey, chat, double tap the screen, shut a live out. I just put a new poll down there. Y'all go answer the new poll, man. We are 21 subs away from the next sub goal.
Was Prime Minister. But now you have a very united Europe. You have a very united NATO. And they seem to...
Wow, they struck my video, chat. Wow, where did the memberships go? They struck my video. What? Where the hell is the members at? Where the hell is the members at then? It ain't no way. It ain't no way. Hold on. Where the hell is the members at then? Why y'all don't got y'all green membership things no more? Tim just had his membership thing, now it's gone. Tim, why your chat's not green no more? It's saying that I'm still monetized. Like why is Tim chat's not green no more? What? Members, do y'all see the green on y'all membership? Okay. It took Tim's away. How the hell did it take Tim's away, but Jen still got hers? That's crazy as hell. I'm like, damn, I know I went to, appreciate that T2. I know I went to grab me something to eat. You know, I wanted some little Oreos and shit, so I grabbed a few Oreos and shit. I come back and only person I see in here green is Jen.
Respect for the president. So that's another goal of Russia's that has not worked. You have not divided the West from Europe.
See, Dixon said it took his away. It took Dixon's away too. If the membership was gifted, it expires in 30 days. Oh, okay.
No, I think it's entirely true.
What's up, Renee?
Vladimir Putin is operating in a hallucination if he's reading anything other than that. And again, President Trump is clear-eyed on what the actual facts are. And if you go back to what you brought up about history and that divide between the United States of America and NATO in the 45 administration, President Trump was hammering Europe saying, hey, why are we a part of this 32 country, this NATO 32 country organization and Canada and others? Why are we a part of this if you're getting all of your oil and gas from Russia? If you have the Turk Stream pipeline and the Nord
See, Tim say he just got his membership and his shit gone.
pipeline and all these pipelines that you're getting things from Russia, why are we a part of giving our time and our troops and our treasure, and you're not meeting these commitments? Why would we do that? And he was clear-eyed at that time.
Yep, the most overrated leader of the last generation, Angela Merkel, thought that would be a great idea. Thanks so much, Chairman Master. Appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interview.
All right, Chad. Hold on, Chad. I'm finna pull up the other video. That shit threw me off. I guess it had been 30 days. I don't know. Damn. That fucked me up, Chad. I ain't gonna lie.
Obsession they have of 3,000.
Thank all of you in the spirit of that African proverb that Senator Padilla was referencing. You want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together. And I look back at this audience, and I look at all of you united in this cause. And I'm reminded where we are at this precious moment in time. We are in Los Angeles. The most diverse city in the most diverse county, in the most diverse state, in the world's most diverse democracy. And I've long believed that the world looks to us, to all of you, to see that it's possible to live together and advance together and prosper together across every conceivable and imaginable.
Yeah, he probably do got makeup on. You know them politicians, all of them, be putting on makeup. I mean, Trump was on TV. I'm sure he put on makeup too. But yeah, he probably do got on some makeup. Probably some good lighting in there too. Yeah, free Pooh Shiesty.
Imaginable difference. What makes LA great, what makes California great, and what makes the United States of America great is that at our best, we don't tolerate our diversity, we celebrate our diversity. And it's a point of pride because we're all in this together. Where are we? At Democracy Center. And right outside, at this exact moment, are dozens and dozens of ICE agents. Donald Trump, you think it's coincidental? Donald Trump and his minions, Tom Home.
Oh, you finna go to Alligator Alcatraz and work, Carlos, for that 50 signing bonus? Yeah, Chad, they say ICE officers getting a 50K signing bonus. Press 1 if you would consider that 50K signing bonus to work for Alligator Alcatraz or as an ICE agent. Press 2 if you would not take the extra $50,000 to work as an ICE agent or at Alligator Alcatraz.
Woman, tough guy. Clearly decided, coincidentally or not, that this was a location to advance ICE arrests. Indiscriminate? Perhaps. We'll find out later. It was certainly indiscriminate when a 15-year-old disabled boy had a gun put to his head in Los Angeles trying to go to school just a few days ago. I met with it. I don't need to belabor this, except I want to level set. People are scared. People are fearful. You had a United States senator that was thrown down to the ground in a federal building.
Thrown down to the ground.
J.D. Vance's name is Alex Padilla, not Jose Padilla.
The Democrats fighting back. He said J.D. Vance's name Alex, man. Who is Alex? Why did he change his name? I seen that clip y'all sent me of Nick Fuentes talking about J.D. Vance. Nobody heard of him 6 years ago, and now he's vice president. I seen that clip y'all sent me, man. It had me scratching my head like, hey, Nick might be over there cooking on that topic. I don't agree with a lot of shit Nick say, but J.D. Vance did come out of nowhere, kinda, man.
That's the Vice President of the United States. It's another museum not so far away from us. Talks about those 53 days. Some of you know what I'm referring to. Wake up, America. This is a serious moment. Wake up to what's going on. Wake up to the fear, anxiety. Wake up to what's happening, not just here in Los Angeles, where we saw our streets militarized. We saw due process rights thrown out the window.
Yeah, they said nobody heard of Obama, but you know, Obama gave one of those speeches, though. You know what I'm saying? When Obama did his speech, what was that, for his DNC? Was that the DNC speech that they say was the greatest speech of all time, or the greatest speech in the last however many years? You know, Obama showed up and showed out when they put that microphone in front of his damn head. So Obama did come out of nowhere, but when they put that mic in front of his damn head, he made it work.
Disappeared. I was with a 12-year-old boy born in Oxnard, California, whose mother and father were disappeared. 20 years going to the same packing facility every single day. He didn't even know how to get back into his own home, into his own house. Had no brothers and sisters. He has now disappeared in an attempt to find his parents. That's Trump's America. That's the moment we're living in. So these are sober times. And so I'm deeply grateful to all of you for standing up and for being here today. I'm grateful for all the elected officials that are here, members of Congress, not just our 2 U.S. senators, to members of the California legislature for having the courage of their convictions, for standing tall and standing firm, to recognize today is Liberation Day in the state of California. And as Senator Schiff said, Donald Trump, you have poked the bear, and we will...
Said Donald Trump, you have poked the bear, saying he California Bears, you know what I'm saying? Gavin Newsome, hey, listen, Chad, I know he got his head slicked back, man. A lot of y'all say that y'all don't like him, but Gavin Newsome is a good talking motherfucker right now. Gavin Newsome might have been watching some Obama clips, some damn MLK clips, some, I don't know, man. Gavin Newsome talking his ass off right now. He coming for J.D. Vance. He telling Trump he done poked the damn bear. He talking about y'all fucking with Texas. We finna take over Cali, man. Listen, Gavin Newsom might be lighting some fire over there, man. Hey, Kamala, you might want to sit this one out, Kamala. It's looking like Gavin Newsom saying he got it. It's looking to me like Gavin Newsom is saying, look, Kamala, I got it. Okay? I got it.
Punch back. Here's the good thing about California, folks. We're the size of 21 state populations combined. We're the 4th largest economy in the world. We're not a small, isolated state. I know they say don't mess with Texas. Well, don't mess with the great Golden State.
I know they say don't mess with Texas, but don't mess with the great Golden State. But I just seen Cypher came through and dropped some memberships in here, man. Hold on, chat.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Cypher, appreciate your continued support, man. Cypher just came through and dropped 5 gifted memberships, man. Y'all just got access to 250 past live streams plus some cool ass emojis, man. Y'all members, drop them cool ass emojis. Y'all gotta give me emoji to update too. Cypher, appreciate you for your continued support, Cypher. You know how we rock.
To the greatest damn show on YouTube. Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Okay, Cypher, that's what I'm talking about, man. Y'all double tap the screen and shut the live out. We 22 subs away from the next sub goal. Cypher, thank you for that continued support. Y'all get Cypher some flames for those 5 gifted subs.
And so we're here with our state of mind, with the clarity of our purpose and conviction, to recognize that we need to reconcile the world we're living in. We do have agency. We're not bystanders in this world. We can shape the future, and that's what we intend to do today. We're here because Donald Trump, on January 6th, tried to light democracy on fire, tried to wreck this country, tried to steal an election, as Alex just said, by trying to dial in for 11, almost 12,000 votes. And here we are, in open and plain sight, before one vote is cast in the 2026 midterm election. And here he is once again trying to rig the system. He doesn't play by a different set of rules. He doesn't believe in the rules. And as a consequence, we need to disabuse ourselves of the way things have been done. It's not good enough to just...
About time somebody, man. Who the fuck been sending these let me press record on this shit. Who the hell been sending these Democrats my clips, man? I know, listen, I done got a few calls before through the channel, man, from both sides now. Listen, who the hell sending these folks my clips, man? I'm glad somebody's damn listening, man. Straight up, man. Somebody's listening, man. I'm here for it, man. Fight back. Do something. Don't just cry in the car. Because for the last few months, man, y'all has been crying in the damn car, man. Now Gavin is looking like, I don't know if he took his damn blue chew or whatever the hell he got going on, man. Maybe he had a shot of some scotch before he got up there, man. But somebody done lit some fire. Y'all know the what do they call it? A smoker, where they put the damn smoke on the liquor. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Gavin had one of those before he stepped up here, man. But I'm here for it, man. Double tap the screen, shut the live out. About time somebody sent these folks my clips, man.
Just hold hands, have a candlelight vigil, and talk about the way the world should be.
Oh, listen.
We have got to recognize the cards that have been dealt.
Oh, yeah.
Have agency. We're not bystanders in this world. We can shape the future, and that's what we intend to do today. We're here because Donald Trump, on January 6th tried to light democracy on fire, tried to wreck this country, tried to steal an election, as Alex just said, by trying to dial in for 11, almost 12,000 votes. And here we are in open and plain sight before one vote is cast in the 2026 midterm election. And here he is once again trying to rig the system. He doesn't play by a different set of rules. He doesn't believe in the rules. And as a consequence, we need to disabuse ourselves of the way things have been done. It's not good enough to just hold hands, have a candlelight vigil, and talk about the way the world should be. We have got to recognize the cards that have been dealt.
Damn, it took y'all 8 months to get over here? Like I said, I'm proud, but it took y'all 8 months. I was saying this shit in damn October. I was saying it in October. You getting on it early. We got the midterms coming November 3rd, 2026, and it's looking like Gavin Newsom's making a real big push, man. I don't know, man. Kamala might have to fight hard. Gavin Newsom might have saw those polls coming out, seen Kamala polling at 21%, man. It was like, look, man, this shit here for the taking, man. This shit here for the taking.
And we have got to meet fire with fire. And we've got to be held to a higher level of accountability. So that's what this is about. It's not complicated. We're doing this in reaction to a president of the United States that called a sitting governor of the state of Texas and said, find me 5 seats. We're doing it in reaction to that act. We're doing it mindful of our higher angels and better angels.
He stole 100 million. Shit, he sound like a politician to me. They been stealing money, pardoning people for stealing money, man. Hell, y'all saying he stole 100 million from the concert. It sound like it's right up the politician's alley, man. Right on par. Right on par. Who he steal the 100 million from?
Mindful that we want to model better behavior, as we've been doing for 15 years in the state of California with our independent redistricting commission. But we cannot unilaterally disarm. We can't stand back and watch this democracy disappear. We can't stand back and watch this democracy disappear district by district all across this country, not just in Texas, but in Missouri, where J.D. Vance went just a week ago, in Indiana, in places like Ohio, in places like Florida. We need to stand up, not just California. Other blue states need to stand up. We need to be firm in our resolve. We need to put back. So we're here in that light. And I'm grateful to have remarkable partners in the legislature. It's a tall task. We're asking them for 2/3 of the legislative consent, but this is the difference. This is the difference between what's happening in Texas and what's happening here in California. We didn't receive a phone call from the President of the United States to then quietly go in the back room and start drawing maps and legislatively try to jam them through against the consent of the people. We're doing precisely the opposite. We're working through a very transparent...
Gavin, you got to get rid of that dark blue tie, my boy. It's just not doing it, Gavin. I'm just going to keep it real, Gavin. You got to... That dark blue tie, man, when you having something like this going on, Gavin, the dark blue tie is not going to cut it, man. You see what Obama did. He popped out with the tan suit, got them folks riled up, man. Come on, Gavin. That dark blue tie is just not it, man.
Temporary and public process. We're putting the maps on the ballot and we're giving the power to the people. This will be the first redistricting that's ever done. That's the difference. We tried to raise the standards, and these guys are not playing by any set of rules.
He should have went, all right, this Gavin, all right, listen, chat. Y'all know how, damn, what's the dude name? Halliburton. Y'all know when Halliburton hit the game winner, he pulled up in all black like it was a funeral. That's what Gavin should have done, man. Gavin should have pulled up in that all black, like, look, man, y'all play with Texas, now we finna close the curtains with this shit for Cali, man. Y'all ain't gonna never get Cali back. That's how he should have came in there, man. With some damn shades on, man. Some damn, no, I'm playing. He shouldn't have had the shades, but he should have came in all black.
Time requires us to act anew, not just think anew. And so I'm grateful to all of the remarkable leaders that have stepped up this unifying effort here in the state of California. And we'll be asking for the people on November 4th, a special election, coinciding with a lot of local municipal elections, to provide a temporary pathway for congressional maps. We'll affirm our commitment to the state independent redistricting after the 2030 census. But we're asking the voters for their consent to do midterm redistricting in 2026, 2028, and 2030 for the congressional maps, to respond to what's happening in Texas, to respond what Trump is trying to excite. And we'll do so in a way that also affirms our desire as a state to level the playing field all across the United States.
Oh shit, he trying to redistrict area of the year. He not bullshitting. He like, oh, y'all bullshitting. Y'all talking about doing this one-off shit. We finna do this shit forever. Forever.
States. We believe in a national independent redistricting framework. And we believe that's the right goal and the right thing to pursue. And I will just state for the fact, Zoe Lofgren, who runs our California delegation, she authored the bill. Democrats unanimously supported that National Independent Redistricting Commission. Republicans were nowhere to be found. They want to rig these elections, and they want the power that gerrymandering provides, because they know what Donald Trump knows. He's going to lose the midterms. He knows de facto his presidency ends in 17 months, when Speaker Jeffries is back in. Why else would you try to rig the system?
See, like, I've been watching a little of Jeffries, and I think he just got to get more comfortable speaking on camera, you know, like just watching him from just, you know, a communication standpoint. Like, he's not that good of a communicator, you know. He stumbles on a lot of words. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, he gotta get this shit together, man. Get ready for this 2026 push, man.
Why else would you make the phone call? He's a failed president. Who else sends ICE same time having a conversation like this? Someone who's weak. Someone who's broken. Someone whose weakness is masquerading as strength. The most unpopular president in modern history. An economy that's collapsing all around him. You saw the new wholesale prices going up almost a full percentage point today. Inflation is going up. Job creation is going down. He's trying to rewrite history, Smithsonian, censoring historical facts. And in the spirit of what Adam Schiff said, he's trying to put America in reverse on voting rights, civil rights, LGBTQ rights, on women's rights. He wants to bring us back to a pre-1960s world. That's what this is all about. It's about power, and I want to end on this. And we are about to give power back to the people. You have, on November 4th, in Cal...
I'm not gonna lie, bro. You said make Texas underwater again, bro. That's like crazy, bro. Like, kids lost their lives in that shit, bro. Like, you weird for that, bro. Like, you really a weirdo for that.
You have the power to stand up to Trump.
Crazy.
You have the power to declare that you support a system that is not rigged. You have the power on November 4th to stand up for people that are being bullied. You have the power to stand up for people that are being intimidated. You have the power to stand up to the rule of law. We're giving the people of this state the power to save democracy, not just in California, but all across the United States of America. I hope we are waking up to this reality. Wake up, America. Wake up to what Donald Trump is doing. Wake up to his assault. Wake up to the assault on institutions and knowledge and history. Wake up to his war on science, public health, and his war against the American people. This is a guy who lays claim to want to get a Nobel Prize, sitting there and bending his knee to Mr. Putin. You have the power to straighten this out. And so I want to again just thank everybody for exercising not just their formal authority, yes, that's what we're doing, but also sharing their moral authority at this moment. I want to thank everybody for being here today, for being here tomorrow, and most importantly, we're counting on all of you on November 4th for each other to win this election and stand up for our democracy. Thank you all very, very much. We'll be joined in a moment by Senator Padilla. Just a few logistic points that were not brought up in the conversation a moment ago. On Monday, and we have members of the legislature with us, on Monday the legislature will introduce a number of bills with 4 key components to create the special election, to fund the special election framework for the maps, and the constitutional amendment itself that would affirm our support for nationalized independent redistricting and affirm our support for a temporary measure to move forward with these congressional maps being redrawn mid-decade, but the commission continuing its work in 2030.
See, if the Supreme Court ruling in 2019 hadn't went through, then this shit wouldn't be going on. Like, yeah, this shit is finna go national. It's finna be crazy.
We expect that the legislature will move quickly and anticipate by the end of next week that they will complete that work. The maps will present themselves for the next few days. I know people are eager to see the maps. We anticipate these maps will completely neuter and neutralize what is happening in Texas. This does not go forward, I want to remind everybody, unless one of these other states move forward. There's still an exit ramp, not just Texas, but Missouri, as I mentioned, or Florida, Indiana, and these other states that are considering doing the unprecedented, rigging their elections with midterm redistricting. So we're hopeful they don't move forward. If that's the case, this effort will not be necessary, but we're not waiting and we're not anticipating that these states will be passive, particularly with the directive coming from President Donald Trump. With that, we're happy to answer any questions.
So you said a moment ago that President Trump is underwater on the economy.
That's what I'm saying. See, y'all saying the super chats and stickers is not there. Why the hell is y'all saying they not there? The hell is going on? Hold on, chat. Oh, I gotta turn it on. Alright, see if it's on there now, chat. See if it put it on there now. Y'all double tap the screen, shut the live out, man. See if it put the damn super chats and all of that shit on there. Let's see if this shit got it together, man. I might have to wait till this live over. I just cut it on, but shit, I might have to wait till this live over. Damn. That shit got me ready. Nah, cause you know, Cypher, they had demonetized me, man. They had they didn't even give me a strike. They had just put my account under review, and I was under review, but I didn't make the video to appeal because I thought they was just gonna take my monetization for 30 days and I was gonna reapply. But they told me I was gonna have to wait 3 months. So I made the appeal video. We won the appeal video. So I guess they just had the memberships on, but all the super chats and the other shit wasn't there. I didn't even know about the rubies or whatever the hell that is. I just cut that on.
He's underwater on immigration. Historically, midterms are very bad for the party in power. Bush, Clinton, Obama. Why not put this effort? You could win some of these seats in Texas. If this is a wave election, you could win 40 seats. Would you look back on this as a wasted effort?
Quite the contrary. I mean, 5 seats is a magic number. 2020, 5 seats. Flip 5 seats, 2022. It's 3 seats right now. He knows the margin of error. It was very specific. He wanted 5 seats. He was very specific when he assigned J.D. Vance not to go to the memorials and funerals of people who lost their lives in the floods in Texas, but rather to spend the time in Indiana to try to rig the elections in Indiana and redistrict there. He knew exactly what he's doing as it relates to Florida. So this is not just about Texas. This is about running away with this system and rigging it midterm. So we're not going to sit back passively hoping that somehow conditions align with those that are living with, I think, a pre-existing condition that somehow everybody's playing fair. Donald Trump does not play fair. You've seen that happen over and over again, and I'm just not going to sit back and be complicit. I don't think the people of the state of California are going to be complicit this November and watch this system get.
Oh shit! There we go.
Does the trigger go into place?
Thank you, Big Niche, for the $2 super chat. She says she see it. She see the super chat, super sticker. So do you just see the super chat? Do you see the rubies and shit too, Big Niche? It should be a super thanks. I ain't never have all this shit on, but it should be some new shit there for y'all, man. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. We are 20 subs away from the next sub goal, man. Appreciate y'all for letting me know I was tripping.
If any Republican state does this?
Yes.
And are you confident that you have all the votes in the legislature and this is going to pass?
Well, I have the confidence of legislative leadership. A number of them are assembled here today, including the Speaker and the Pro Tem that were at a press conference last week, and they have confidence in their caucuses. We've been working closely with the caucuses in both houses for some time, and we believe we'll have the 2/3 to allow the people to decide for themselves.
Governor, if Trump is doing this, he's not going to stop with Texas. Are you calling on other blue states to do this now?
I think you got to meet fire with fire. I mean, this is a break the glass moment for our democracy, for our nation. The world's watching us, and so absolutely. Again, it's look, identifying a problem is one thing. You got to do something about it. So this is about.
Big D's, thank you for the floating hearts. Thank you for the floating hearts. I don't even know what that do. I don't know what that do, man. I don't know what the hell the floating hearts does, man. I don't know. Did y'all see it come across the screen or something? What's up, Malu? What's up, Malu? I hope you subscribe to the channel, man. We are right now, what's that? 36 subs away from the next sub goal. We are 36 subscribers away from the next sub goal. We go live every single night over here talking entertainment, current events, and politics, man. Every single night, man. Y'all pull up and rock with me, man. We cool. We vibe out every single night, man. We got a Discord. I got the phone lines open if anybody does want to call in. Nobody's called in tonight, but that's cool too. I got it.
Action. And that's what we're doing here in California. It's about resolve. It's about how. It's not about should we meet fire with fire. It's about how we actually achieve it. And
Thank you, Cypher, for the super chat. You say you on my phone, only super chat and memberships tabs. Okay, I think Big Niche on her phone too. Maybe it hasn't uploaded for you yet, Cypher, because I just clicked it on. Maybe it's taking time for YouTube to put them up there, because Big Niche just sent a gift too. So I didn't even have gifts on until today. I don't even know how that works, if it comes across the screen or whatever. But appreciate that $5 super chat, Cypher. Y'all get Cypher some likes on that super chat. Y'all get Cypher some flames in the chat and some likes, man. Big Niche too. Appreciate that. You said I'm not a voter. I just really see this stage. Brandy Collins, I wasn't a voter, but today I went down there and talked to my lawyer and everything, so I should be able to vote in the midterms. I should be able to vote in the midterms and in the 2028 elections. I spoke with my lawyer today.
And so that's my hope and my expectation that other states will follow suit.
Just in terms of what you were just talking about, I mean, what is the Democrats' endgame here? Because Republicans do have more options for redistricting in states like Ohio, Indiana, Missouri, and there are a lot bigger legal hurdles for Democrats in states like New York, New Jersey. I mean, what is the endgame? Do you feel like you can win this?
We got to win. I mean, democracy's counting on us. I mean, the founding fathers not live and die to see this moment, and so there's just too much at stake. And,
it's okay, Catwalk. Thank you.
We can roll over and say, boy, maybe if we don't, they won't continue this process well beyond Texas. You know for a fact they will. They'll run up the score regardless. At least California can push back and neutralize Texas. And once a mind is stretched, it never goes back to its original form, the power of emulation. Success leaves clues. If we're successful in November, I imagine other states may consider their own paths. Some can happen as late as January, some can happen earlier. Many states have not dissimilar independent redistricting commissions. They could take a look at exactly how we process this and how we approached it.
I did see a lot of people. I was at home this weekend. No, I did not get the super chat, Catwalk. It did not go through on the screen. It did not go through on the screen. I didn't see it, Catwalk. I didn't see the super chat on the screen from you, Catwalk. But appreciate you for trying. But what I was going to say is I was home in Arkansas this weekend and I was talking to a couple people and I was just asking them how they feeling about the midterms. And some people are saying that they don't think Sarah gonna be back for another term, man. They saying something about some money to fund the prisons. A lot of people are mad. They didn't know the money was going to fund the prisons, and it ended up going to fund the prisons. And a lot of people are mad about it. I haven't done my research on it, so if somebody can find something about it, send it to me and we'll cover it. But I was just getting some boots on the ground information, and a couple people I talked to was mentioning that, some about the money and some about the prisons, and they was mad about it.
Other states are differently situated. But look, at the end of the day, we're just, they count on us to continue to say one thing and do another.
Oh, you from Lone Oak? Okay, well, I'm from the 501 too. Shout out 501, baby. Hadley. Shout out 501, baby. Hadley, have you heard anything about the prisons? Something about the money in the prisons. Let me know if you heard about that.
That's what's different about this. We're not just asserting ourselves, we're going to prove ourselves this November.
There was a immigration for counties in California to say that the state can't afford this. The registrar of Riverside County said it's going to cost $16 million. The special election. What's your response?
Well, the state of California is going to fund that. And that's what the bill's all about. So, yes, it's deeply disingenuous. And no price tag for democracy. And this individual should know, as he's a what?
The registrar of voters.
He should know the rules. Imagine that's a job description as well. The state will be funding it.
Governor, there was have you spoken to Governor Schwarzenegger about your proposal?
I had a chance to dialogue with the governor. As you know, as someone that opposed very publicly attempts to roll back independent redistricting, that voted for them in the first place, I share his vision. And I've made that clear publicly, and I've made that clear to him privately, and that's why it was important to talk to him specifically about the fact that we're affirming our independent commission, and we're calling for a national independent commission as well.
What's the ICE action outside?
Well, I think it's pretty sick and pathetic. And it just said everything you need to know, the setting that we're under. That they chose the time, manner, and place to send their district director outside right when we're about to have this press conference. Said everything you know about Donald Trump's America. And that was top down. You know that for a fact. They'll deny it, I'm sure. Maybe they won't deny it. Said everything you know about the authoritarian tendencies of the President of the United States. I said in a moment ago, wake up, America. Wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs this election. You will have a president who will be running for a third term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. The rules do not apply to him. The most corrupt president in history. Doesn't believe in free enterprise, crony capitalism. He is wrecking this country, wrecking the economy. He's a lawless president. Wake up, America. Wake up to what's going on.
For the members of Congress here, we know that Congressman Kiley has suggested that this is a bad idea for everybody. Obviously, he's into losing his job, so he's interested in this. But are there other Republican members that are maybe saying this is not a good idea, and that they're uncomfortable with this whole concept? What are you hearing behind the scenes from your colleagues?
So Kevin Kiley miraculously came up with this piece of legislation because he realized that his district was in question. That's about as self-interested as you can be. B, my colleagues will confirm this, we had our weekly call with our Democratic caucus, and every single one of them was grateful that California was stepping up and fighting fire with fire. They said, can you lean in anymore? Because we need a playbook for how we can fight in our states. The governor is correct. Florida is now in play. Indiana is in play. Missouri is in play. Ohio is in play. And not only are they working to gerrymander the maps to give Republicans more seats, but they are also doing it to silence Latino representatives and to get rid of African American representatives. So it is not only a classist playbook, but it is a race-based playbook, because they know who the folks are who show up and who are voting to keep Planned Parenthood, to keep health care, to make sure that costs are down, to make sure that we have jobs, to make sure that we have manufacturing. So yes, Republicans are now crying foul, but they were not crying foul when they voted for the big ugly bill. They were not crying foul when they voted to defund Medicaid, when they voted to get rid of Social Security, when they have supported every single thing and have been complicit with every single unlawful, illegal, unconstitutional thing that this president has been doing. And they have been silent. So don't give me your crocodile tears when all of a sudden you want to come up with a piece of legislation that says slow your roll. How about passing the John Lewis Voting Rights Act? How about calling out Governor Abbott? How about calling out what this president is doing?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, her tie is busting and it's hitting off the glasses kind of hard too, man. I'm not gonna lie, she might be dripping sauce right now. She might have that shit on right now. She really might have that shit on right now. The lavender blazer complimenting the tie, hitting off the frames. Yeah, she might just have that shit on right now, Chad.
If you are so excited about what you've been doing in the past 7 months, then run on that record. But please do not come for California, and do not come for the voters, because the voters should have the right to vote for who they want to, not to be given, shoved down their throats, some janky maps designed to keep this president in power. So, folks are united. Folks are asking California to lean in and do more. And we're saying we are giving you all that we've got. And we are standing with our governor. And we are asking other states to step in and find a way to do it as well. Because this is not just about California. This is about this entire country.
If I can just quickly respond to that. For a decade, Sol Lofgren has led us, I've joined her, in legislation to require every state to have a redistricting commission. Kevin Kiley never joined us until now.
reclaiming my time. Let me just say, first of all, this press conference that we had today, led by our governor, is the kind of leadership that's going to determine the direction of
redistricting commission.
My bad, chat. I'm finna get back to the OG, man, but I had to pause OG, man. Listen, OGs in the world. OGs in the world. This nephew plug, man. I just told y'all the other day, y'all gotta retire the red lipstick, man. Y'all gotta retire them loud ass suits too, man. OGs in the world, man. You gotta retire them loud ass suits, man. Now, if a black man came in there with that loud ass suit on, they'd be calling him a pimp, man. Let's be real. They'd be trying to say he was in there pimping, preaching to the damn congregation as a damn pimp. Let's be real.
We had today, led by our governor, is the kind of leadership that's going to determine the direction of this country. I am very pleased that Governor Newsome is providing the leadership not only for California, but for the rest of this nation, who are all upset about the chaotic situation that we're in this country. Let me just say that we here in California have witnessed the President of the United States sending in the National Guard, sending in the Marines to deal with what problem? There is no problem about danger and violence. Of course, there is some opportunities for ICE and others to say that they are doing what they need to do, what should be done, but they cannot continue to be masked in bands, pulling people off the street, intimidating people, going into supermarkets and other places where they are trying to identify those that they think should be deported. Now, what I think America should be focused on is...
Nah, hell no, Lala. I'm not getting off the OGs. Somebody got to get the OGs in line, man. Like, straight up, man. Y'all OG, not you, Lala, but these OGs out of pocket with these loud-ass suits and this red-ass lipstick in 2025, man. Somebody got to let the OGs know, man. I'm the voice of the politically homeless, so I'm telling the OGs, man, y'all got to get that shit together, OGs, man. You want these youngins to take you serious in 2025, man. You can't have that loud-ass suit on like that, OG. It looked like she ready to pass out some damn place on Sunday, man. It's like damn Mother's Appreciation, Mother's Day at the damn church, man. Let's be real.
Is this really a national effort of the President of the United States, particularly pointed toward Latinos and African Americans in particular, whom he hates? I want you to know that while we're talking about California, just yesterday, the President of the United States literally federalized the police in Washington, D.C. We know why he's doing this. As a matter of fact, they were in front of Whole Foods last night asking black people for their identification.
Yeah, Virgil, see, I understand you saying the suit's not changing nothing about your life, but you got to realize, like, for me, I come on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and I give y'all different alter egos. I give y'all cowboy plug, politician plug, you know what I'm saying, chilling and shit. But, like, when it comes to people in these situations, like, that matters. Like, the way that they present themselves, the way that they stand, the way that they scan the crowd, the way that they articulate, the pauses, the tone, the breath, everything is taken into account when you call yourself a leader, especially on an elite level. Like, I would say the position she has will be considered an elite level leadership position if she's up here speaking like that. Like, all of that matters. Like, and I'm telling the OGs, if they want to get out of that quote unquote box that the world has put them in, they're gonna have to change up some shit too. Just like I told Newsome, like, hey, look, that tie's not it, my boy. Like, I'm not a stylist or nothing. It just wasn't it just didn't look right. You know what I'm saying? The shit was just too damn dark. Like, when Hegseth got up there with that damn American flag tie, that shit was popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit stood out. It brought an aura around them. Like, oh, that's American, you know. I'm not saying they gotta wear some damn American shit. I'm saying that complimented to whatever the hell he was saying.
trying to provoke us.
Yeah, but nobody expects. Oh, Elon wasn't. See, when Elon was in the Oval Office with a damn T-shirt on, it's like that doesn't bother me because Elon is not here for that. Elon's not even here to really be talking. Like when Elon was talking, you know what I'm saying? Like when nobody really wanted to hear him talk. He talked because he had to. Like this lady right here, man. She's here to talk to the people. She's a representation of the people. Elon was here to clean up some shit with some money. He wasn't here to speak to people really and for the people really. He was here to clean up some shit, man. Move some shit around.
But we're smarter than that. We're not going to be provoked. We're going to...
Damn, my bad, Chad. I'm finna pull her ass back up. There can be an $800 blazer, la. That shit look like it came from the Goodwill.
Where they are trying to identify those that they think should be deported. Now, what I think America should be focused on is this really a national effort of the President of the United States, particularly pointed toward Latinos and African Americans in particular, whom he hates? I want you to know that while we're talking about California, just yesterday, the President of the United States literally federalized the police in Washington, D.C. We know why he's doing this. As a matter of fact, they were in front of Whole Foods last night.
No, I never thought Elon was there to take back the government from the oligarchs. I always thought Elon was there to clean up some money, man. Get this shit together, man. That's all I thought he was there for. Now we see he was there to, you know what I'm saying, get some shit accomplished. You know, integrate his AI into the Department of Defense. He's there for a lot of different reasons.
Asking black people for their identification. He's trying to provoke us, but we're smarter than that. We're not going to be provoked. We're going to fight him, but we're not going to allow him to draw us into the...
Lorraine, who was you telling to shut up? I just had to ask Lorraine.
Provocation that will cause us to be shot down in the streets of our country. We know that this president would love to call martial order and to say that he's protecting the citizens against us, those that he had deemed are part of DEI, diversity and inclusion and all of that. But what you heard today was California organized. What you heard today was our Citizens Commission is prepared to work with us.
Lorraine, you were saying shut up. I was trying to see who you was just telling shut up to. I was just a little curious.
To ensure that we do it the right way. The governor has this.
She's saying they carding black people, man. Press 1 if y'all think they really carding black people. Press 2 if you don't think they carding black people. I know they was supposed to start rounding up the Haitians here long, so if they haven't been carding black people, they probably finna start. Because they're supposed to be getting ready to round up, I think, 500,000 Haitians.
Described, I think, in very detail how we're going to make sure that the people of California, the people, are going to make the decision. I want you to know the Democratic Caucus of California, we are organized, we're ready, and we're working with the governor. And we are not only organized, but we are prepared to move in a way that will include all of the people in this decision that has to be made. Texas may be big, and people may think that they got power. They ain't seen nothing yet. They haven't seen what happens when we get organized here in the state of California. Let me just wrap this up by saying I warned this country long before people understood how dangerous he is. This man is dangerous. Not only is he using executive orders by which to try and rule and disregard the legislature, the judiciary, and all of that. The fact that he has intimidated private law firms going into our financial...
Damn, chat, now that y'all say that, next time I go down there, I gotta get me a real ID, because I was sure finna get ready to fly somewhere, and they was finna turn my black ass around, because I ain't got no real ID, right? They were finna turn my black ass around at the airport. Damn, I didn't even think about that.
Financial institutions and intimidating them shows you that you have what would want to be a dictator in this country. And so I am very pleased to be here today. Everybody knows I ain't scared of nobody. Never have been and never will be. And I will do everything.
I believe that. I don't think OG's scared of shit.
Everything that I can to use my leadership and my influence working with the governor to ensure that California takes their playbook and play it back on them. Thank you very much.
I just want to add one point, and I think it is central to why our democracy is in trouble, and that is that our economy has simply not been working for millions of Americans. And the problem we have today is not the same problem we had during the Great...
Hey, your mom with the XRP logo, bro, you are wild, bro. You said you a still crack OG right there, bro. You are wild, my boy. Alright, man, listen, man, I'm going to tell you like this, man. You are wild, bro. If you a crack OG, bro, you are wild.
Great recession when people were out of work. The problem today is not that people are out of work. The problem today is that they are working and they can still barely get by. Young people can't afford a place to live. People can't afford their health insurance premiums. Food prices continue to go up, as do energy costs. And this is why I think we're struggling as a country. When people see the quality of life that their parents enjoyed is better than what they have, all too many are eager or willing to entertain any demagogue who comes along promising that they alone can fix it. The problem is, he is not fixing it. This is not the right answer. He is not fixing it. Our lives are simple.
Good eye for you over there talking about slow clap, man. You just as wild, bro. Because you thinking about how you a hit OG, bro. Y'all boys need help, man. Y'all need help, man. That's a fetish, man. Y'all boys got some fetish. Where was y'all at when we was talking about that Diddy shit, man? Did nobody say they like hitting OGs and, you know what I'm saying, shit like that? You know, she probably about, what, about 75, 80, you know what I'm saying, granny, gift, what they call it, gifts, while y'all wasn't in here when we was talking about that Diddy shit.
Getting more difficult as the American people. Costs continue to rise, and his policies have been an abject failure. The tariff wars, we're only beginning to feel the cost increases that are resulting from his tariffs. He is deeply unpopular, and rather than trying to improve the lot of the American people and address these economic challenges, instead he's decided the only way he can maintain his grip on power with his increasing unpopularity is by trying to redraw the lines in another state. And this is why California has to fight back. He is never going to take meaningful action to deal with the ordinary challenges facing Californians or the American people. He wants to instead redraw the lines in Texas to keep him in power and keep those deeply unpopular failed policies moving forward. But we are determined here in California to stop him.
Thank you, everyone. We are out of time.
So they out of town. Man, your mom, I promise you I wouldn't hit Maxine, man. I'd pass on OG, man. The hell is wrong with you, man? Y'all, that's what's wrong with y'all, man. There's certain shit you gotta pass on, bro. You gotta let OG, you gotta spare OG, bro. Talking about you a hit her old ass, man. You wildin'.
Бажаю здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Коротко про сьогодні, звісно.
Alright, man, they say this was Zelensky said before Trump went to the meeting, man. They say this was Zelensky said. Yeah, y'all wild, bro. Talking about y'all to hit old Maxine, man. And whoever said they bringing the lube is crazy. Y'all is really crazy, bro. Leave that woman alone, man.
Здоров'я, шановні українці, українки. Коротко про сьогодні, звісно, отримую доповідь від нашої розвідки, від дипломатів про підготовку зустрічі на Алясці, про те, з чим їде Путін.
I gotta zoom this shit in. I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
Отримуємо також доповідь з регіонів України після російських ударів. Суми. Російський удар по центральному.
Man, look, I'm finna read what the hell he's saying, bro. I'm finna just read what he's saying to y'all. Says, I wish you health, fellow Ukrainians. A brief update for today. Of course, I'm receiving reports from our intelligence and diplomats regarding the preparations for the meeting in Alaska. regarding what Putin is bringing to the table. We are also receiving reports that Ukraine's regions following Russian strikes. Sumy, a Russian strike on the central market. Dnipro region, strikes on cities and enterprises. Kherson region, deliberate Russian strikes. The war continues, and it's precisely because there is neither an order nor even a signal that Moscow is preparing to end this war. On the day of negotiations, they are killing as well, and that speaks volumes. Recently, we discussed with the U.S. and Europeans what can truly work. Everyone needs a just end to the war. Ukraine is ready to work as productively as possible to bring the war to an end, and we count on a strong position from America. Everything will depend on this. The Russian factor and American strength. Make no mistake, strength. We continue coordinating with our partners in Europe. I spoke with the French President Macron today. The team is also in contact. The time of difference with Alaska is 11 hours, so tomorrow will start early for everyone in Europe. We are preparing for the upcoming discussions. Russia must end the war that it itself started, and it has been dragging out for years. The killings must stop. The meeting of leaders is needed, at the very least Ukraine, America, and the Russian side, and it's precisely in such format that effective decisions are possible. Security guarantees are needed. Lasting peace is very much needed. Everyone knows the key objectives. I want to thank everyone who is helping to achieve real results. I held a staff meeting, both on the current situation at the front and on providing for our army. And also on the long-term plans. There must be a contract army, and the transition to this must begin now. The commander-in-chief reported that our active operations in all sectors, then they named a couple cities, Ukrainian warriors are clearing positions. In the Dobly-Pia area of the occupier, it is important. There are results. Russia's intention was to demonstrate strength ahead of Alaska, but in fact, for the occupier, this ends in destruction. I want to thank our 79th and 82 Air Assault Brigades, which are fighting there in the Dobropia sector, the 2nd Battalion and the 92nd Separate Assault Brigade. Thank you guys. The 14th Operational Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine. Thank you. He's thanking a lot of people. He's still thanking people. I am grateful to you all. Gratitude to the 1st and 425th Assault Regiments. I want to commend our warriors in the Sumy region. First and foremost, the 95th Brigade. The 225th Assault Regiment. Thank you. Today I had meetings with our diplomats, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the office team. We are counting on the parliamentary diplomacy today. I thank the chairman of the parliament, Russian Sanachuk, for his active engagement. Now we need to update our foreign policy plan for the coming months. I instructed that an audit be carried out of our work with partners within the framework of the defense coalitions, the resilient coalitions, all of our agreements. Everything must work. I also instructed that specific individuals be designated as responsible for steps in our key areas. If there is a specific project with partners, there must be a specific person responsible for the success of that project. On Monday, I expect a report from the government on the updated plan of foreign policy steps. I thank everyone who stands with us, our people, with Ukraine. Alright, chat. So how y'all feeling about that, man? I had to do some little translating. Man. Well, I didn't translate. I just spoke it out. It's crazy, man. Zelensky says he doesn't think the U.S. is Russia wants to end the war. He said they're coming up with some new foreign policy. said that Russia was attacking today, even today, while they were supposed to be having peace talks, they were still attacking. It's crazy. It's crazy, Chad. It's crazy. Damn, Chad. Y'all double tap the screen, shut a live out. Let's get to 200 likes. Oh damn, that's that Kanye dropped the documentary. Oh, it's a trailer. Oh, that's crazy, Chad. Alright, hold on, Chad. I'm gonna pull up this next clip, then we finna get up out of here, man. Hold on. Alright, here we go.
Must have felt in the room versus seeing it on television. It was interesting to see that split screen of President Trump sort of trying to say things that maybe a regular leader might, other leader might laugh at or smile at, and Vladimir Putin was just dead.
Maxine 87 and y'all talking about hitting Maxine at 87 is crazy, bro. That just put it into a whole different perspective, bro. Y'all nasty, bro. Y'all wanna hit Maxine, she 87 years old, man. Y'all crazy as a motherfucker, man. Y'all crazy as hell.
How it must have felt in the room versus seeing it on television. It was interesting to see that split screen of President Trump sort of trying to say things that maybe a regular leader might, other leader might laugh at or smile at, and Vladimir Putin was just dead-eyed looking at him, not responding in any way. Ambassador Bolton, you've been obviously, you were in Helsinki, you were the National Security Advisor. What do you make of what you saw from the president?
I think Trump did not lose. Putin clearly won. Trump didn't come away with anything except more meetings. Putin has, I think, gone a long way to reestablishing the relationship, which I've always believed is his key goal. He has escaped sanctions. He's not facing a ceasefire. The next meeting is not set. Zelensky was not told any of this before this press conference. It's far from over. But I'd
talking about that oil need checking. That's gonna hit like some sandpaper, Chad. I'm gonna go and tell y'all that. I think that thing might hit like some sandpaper.
Say Putin achieved most of what he wanted. Trump achieved very little. And I will say one other thing. I thought Trump looked very...
Hey, Barry McCoy, you came here telling me to shut my bitch ass up. Listen, we just gonna send you packing. You know what I'm saying? Lunch box, man. FedEx, box his ass up. He is gone, man. We ain't even gonna play with you no more. Barry McCrockiner, Barry McCrockiner. The fuck out of here, man. Who is this guy, man? The fuck wrong with you, man? Box his ass up, man. Barry will be taking his lunch to school today, guys. He will be taking his lunch to school today.
Up there. I mean, very tired. Not disappointed, tired. And we'll have to reflect on what that means.
Vladimir Putin said, I believe, we've turned the page, not referring to Ukraine, but more to, do you know what to refer to, or what was your sense?
I think he meant the U.S.-Russia relationship, but what he really means is the Vlad-Donald relationship.
That's what makes this so extraordinary, though. He said we've turned the page back to cooperation. He mentioned he was hopeful there would be space cooperation between the United States and Russia. He mentioned maybe in the Arctic there would be cooperation. He said, yes, Ukraine deserves security guarantees, but we know what Putin believes, how he would secure Ukraine. He has a very difference of opinion. And he talked about how they have such a fantastic relationship and turn the page. The American president could have said, maybe we will turn the page, maybe we can do all those things, but first, you have to end this war. And he didn't. He, in fact, said the relationship was fantastic. So he went for a ceasefire. He leaves with nothing. Putin got a flyover, a red carpet, a lot of handshakes, and a lot of great state TV coverage back home.
I think it's even deeper. He got out of diplomatic penalty box. 3 minutes are up. Yeah, Putin did. He believes the fourth threat of sanctions not issued. I think that's why he came here, was to avoid sanctions again and keep the economy, while it's rickety, afloat, and he's allowed and permitted to keep the war with no political consequences back home on that. So I actually think, I understand that you said Trump didn't lose. I actually think Putin came out of here more significant a winner because he has no sanctions, no economic or political isolation, and he keeps the war going what he wants. And I sit here, we watch this, we've been waiting. I think I know less today than I did when this started.
Jill Doherty, former Moscow bureau chief, I mean, you've read Russian tea leaves for many decades.
Yeah, well, I mean, he hasn't changed his position. I mean, he is talking about root causes. And he even, if I understood that part correctly, seems to be saying that President Trump is trying to get to the crux of the issues.
Virgil, you missed the first one. That was the first poll we had in here was something along the lines of is Trump getting played. I think it was 68% no, and the rest was yes.
As well. It almost sounded as if, maybe this is too much, but they had convinced Trump of these root causes. And as we know, root causes are NATO,
in his view, those are the root causes.
Yes, so
NATO
I think it's extraordinary.
In terms of talking to your audience at home, if that's the implication that they read into it, and it's an affirmation of his position, that's good. The thing that was interesting to see is just how artful Putin was at tickling Trump's funny bones. He took a shot at Biden, and then he said, "I can confirm that the war wouldn't have happened if Trump were there." That's like music to Trump's ears, and.
Hey, double tap the screen, shut the live out, man. We need 17 subs to hit that sub goal, man. We need 17 subs to hit that sub goal. Appreciate it. We do have memberships available and super chats available. We go live every single night over here talking entertainment, politics, and current events. Be sure to hit that sub button for me, man. We 17 subs away.
You could hear Trump, you could sense that was landed well with him, and then he started talking about Russia, and he went all back. I mean, Putin is remember when we went to Moscow in 2009, and Putin was talking to President Obama, and he said, "You're an educated man. I'm just an old security apparatchik." Well, you saw some of the old security apparatus.
I'm just a country lawyer. The longer I sit here listening to everybody, I'm wondering about the White House's decision-making in a lot of this. They had this lengthy meeting in the small group. They skipped another meeting that would have continued it. They decided to come out, do the press conference a little bit early, maybe not quite as early as it was originally thought to be. And then they let Putin speak first. And they let Putin speak first about something that Putin described as an agreement. He said it was perhaps a starting point. So maybe there was something agreed to. Whatever that was hasn't been communicated to European allies or Ukraine. It was not reiterated by President Trump. We know nothing now that we did not know 4 hours ago. I'm just not understanding the White House's decision-making in setting this up this way, because maybe there was something agreed to, but they clearly are not confident enough in it that they were willing to say so at that podium.
Ambassador Bolton, do you think there was something actually agreed to?
It certainly sounds like there was something, but the fact they wouldn't announce it says it can't be very substantial.
Yeah.
I think, Abby, the answer to your question is there is no White House decision-making process.
It's just whatever they want to do.
It's hard under Trump under the best of circumstances. I can attest to that. And I think today it broke down completely. I think...
when you say there's no White House decision-making process, you mean it's whatever President Trump is thinking in that moment?
Yes, and then people say, yes, sir. And that's how it happens. I think the mood in Russia after this is going to be close to euphoric. I think in the United States it's going to be confused.
Deflated.
I think in Europe and Ukraine it's going to be very depressed.
I want to check on Fred Pleitgen in Moscow to see what kind of reaction or coverage this is getting there. Fred?
Yeah, it's getting wall-to-wall coverage, Anderson, here in Russia. And as you can imagine, the Russian state media are pretty happy with the outcome so far. One of the things that's getting played again and again is President Trump saying that there could be a follow-up summit, and President Putin then saying next time in Moscow. That certainly is something that the Russian press is sort of zeroing in on, generally saying that they believe that the meeting went very well for Vladimir Putin, obviously outlining the fact that Vladimir Putin does not appear to have made substantial concessions to the U.S. president, certainly not towards any sort of ceasefire that might be imminent. The fact that the Russian president spoke about the root causes of the conflict and that those need to be addressed, Russia's security concerns as well, that's the exact same rhetoric that we've actually been hearing from Vladimir Putin since the beginning of the full-on invasion of Ukraine. And looking at how this evening unfolded, certainly if you see some of the Russian officials that we've sort of been monitoring, Anderson, that have been talking about this, like, for instance, the spokeswoman for the Russian Foreign Ministry, she said, look, people have been saying for the last 3 years that Russia is completely isolated, and now they're seeing President Trump roll out the red carpet for the Russian president on U.S. territory, then saying that the U.S. media was going crazy about all this. So certainly the Russians right now treating this as a positive outcome for Vladimir Putin. It was quite interesting to hear because the Russian media actually did speak to some Russian officials that then came out of those meetings, and the Russian ambassador to the United States talked about a very positive atmosphere. The Russian defense minister said that he was very upbeat after hearing about the meeting. So generally it seems as though in the Russian delegation the mood is quite positive, but here as well.
All right, man. Well, that's enough of that, man. We finna kick it now. I ain't gonna lie. I found the clip, man. I found the damn clip. Y'all told me I had to go over there to find it. It took me a minute. I had to create an account. Let's see if it's gonna pull up. See what Nick talking about.
Agreement. There's no room for it. And consistent with that prediction today, there was no breakthrough. And we actually had a very strange press conference from Trump and Putin. Putin, in his usual fashion, spoke for a long time, very flowery rhetoric. But if you read between the lines of Putin's statement, the Russian position is unwavering. It has not changed. And Putin has articulated the Russian position for 3 years. It has not changed. Since February 2022, nothing has changed. And he has reiterated it many times this year. And he spoke of it again today. The Russian position has not changed. On the up.
Yeah, I play a lot of different clips, man. Whatever people send me, I don't discriminate. I don't agree with Nick. We just went at him the other day, but they sent me this clip, asked me to pull it up. So shit, I'm trying to see what he's saying about it. Piers Morgan ain't talking about it, nobody else is. So we just trying to see what other creators talking about right quick.
On the other hand, spoke very briefly and cryptically. He said they made progress on some things, but not others. That there's some sticking points, but he won't say what they are. And it seems that nothing has been...
Somebody really sent me that clip about J.D. Vance. I was really looking for that clip about J.D. Vance, about how what Nick Fuentes was saying about J.D. Vance, how he came out of nowhere for 6 years. But I guess he's only on Rumble, so I found the clip of him talking about J.D. Vance, but it was somebody else doing a reaction. I wasn't trying to do a reaction to a reaction, you know what I'm saying? So I was on his channel. I didn't see nothing about that. I guess it was during the middle of one of his live streams. Candace, I don't know what Candace was talking about the Macron again and Kanye's documentary. Candace wasn't really talking about Trump meeting with Putin today. She'll probably talk about that tomorrow. Piers Morgan will probably talk about it tomorrow. Nick, like the only one that, you say you got some papers? Ivan, what's up, Ivan? Nick probably the only one that's done talked about it so far out of the big streamers. Let's see what Candace. Yeah, I just had looked at Candace shit. She ain't got on. That's how I found out I had the Kanye documentary. She talking about Emmanuel Macron had a sugar daddy. Kanye drops a documentary. She ain't talking about it. Pierce was talking about something with Jesus. Pierce talking about beyond all doubt. Jesus experts debate shroud of Turin with Piers Morgan. Yeah, ain't none of the big streamers covered it today. They probably all saving it for tomorrow. Yeah, ain't nobody talking about this shit. I really don't feel like getting off, man. I want to stream something, bro. I want to watch something. What y'all want to watch, chat? Oh, I can't even see y'all comments. Where the hell is y'all comments at? Oh, I done clicked off the live. What y'all want to watch, chat? Candace Owens Sharon with Vance. Oh yeah, Nick is against Trump right now. He said Trump is what you call it? He said Trump selling the bag right now. He said Trump selling the bag right now. Oh, Gavin Newsome did sit down with that Brian Tyler Cohen today, I think.
We still have other Democratic governors across the country.
Let's see. Yeah, this will probably be the last clip. We'll get up out of here, Chad. We'll come back in the morning. I drove a long way today.
Regardless of where you stand on the political spectrum, one universal...
Oh yeah, I seen something too, Chad, about, they said some Israeli government, some guy from the Israeli government, I guess he was here working on like cybersecurity or something. He was here doing something, and he got caught up in a child ring, one of those rings. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And they said they sent his ass back to Israel. Like he ain't get locked up or nothing. Like they sent his ass back home. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Man, hell no. I know I seen that shit. Hold on, Chad. think I found it. I don't know, chat. I was looking for it I seen it on another channel, but I see a lot of different articles here. I don't know if they've been fact checked or not, but
now is that Gavin Newsom has learned exactly how to troll Trump and Fox News, and nothing better encapsulates that reality than this moment right here.
Congressman Greg Abbott, who is in a wheelchair, and Newsom says he rolled over for Trump. That's almost as bad as Jasmine Crockett calling him Governor Hot Wheels. You know, we asked for a statement, and Newsom's office said something flippant like, you know, you're so woke, he'll get over it. Abbott will get over it. Your response to that?
Here's why this is amazing. Fox and Republicans love to have it both ways. They love to brag about how they've got thick skin, how they can dish out comedy, how they're not like those sensitive libs who are so easily offended. But the second that it's given back to them, they run over to Fox and fire up the manufactured outrage machine. Like, I'm sorry, but when you're the party that collectively exists inside of the colon of this guy, you surrender your right to whine about people being mean.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said.
That reporter he is talking about is Serge Kovaleski. As you can see right there, he suffers from a chronic condition that impairs movement of his arms.
And he posted, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is a low, very, all three exclamation points there, all caps, IQ individual, much in the mold of the AOC plus 3 gang of country-destroying morons, only slightly dumber.
You know, AOC, look, I think she's very nice, but she's very low IQ, and we really don't need low IQ. Between her and Crockett, we're going to give them both an IQ test to see who comes out best.
You know, she gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions, and, you know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and she was married. Yeah, that's her, with a gold.
Who the hell is Trump talking about? He made a move on and tried to fuck, man. Is he talking about Megyn Kelly? Is Trump talking about he tried to fuck Megyn Kelly? Who the hell was Trump trying to fuck?
Ridiculous questions, and, you know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and she was married. Yeah, that's her, with a gold. I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I don't even wait. Hey, when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the
Oh, I remember that. I know what this is now.
True stars that they can grab women by the
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
You consider yourself
Trump is tripping, bro. Trump is fucking tripping, bro.
Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
So again, while Republicans genuflect at the altar of that guy, spare us the faux outrage about insults. But more important is Newsom's office's response to accusations of discrimination. quote, "No, but how woke of you to ask. I'm sorry Greg's feelings were hurt. Poor guy. Hope he recovers." Here's what I would immodestly suggest that we learn as Democrats. Do not validate Republicans' bad faith attacks. We don't have to pretend that they're on the level, because they're not. Classified information leaking is a national security issue when it's Hillary Clinton, and not an issue at all when it's Pete Hegseth and Mike Waltz. Democratic Supreme Court justices can't be considered during an election year, but Republican justices can be confirmed while voters are literally casting their ballots. They are not on the level, and they know it, but they rely on the fact that the Democrats are never willing to fight back, which is why we absolutely must right now. The redistricting fight in California is the culmination of decades of this fight coming to a head. Democrats have sat idly by while the Republicans have rigged the rules of the game in their favor. We create independent redistricting commissions in New York and California, while the Republicans rig the everlasting hell out of Florida and Texas. We've watched as they gerrymandered North Carolina, Wisconsin, Utah, Texas, Florida, Georgia, Ohio, and so many more. We've watched as they've passed voter suppression laws and eliminated Voting Rights Act mandated opportunity districts in states across the country. They are as anti-democracy as it gets. That ends now. California is going to bring the question of new mid-cycle maps to the voters of this state on November 4th. That's just 10 weeks from now. Unlike in Texas, the voters here are going to have a say in whether the maps get changed, which will serve as a means to neuter the power grab happening in Texas, Missouri, Indiana, and Florida at the hands of the GOP. And it's going to...
Hey, we're 11 subs away, man. Let's get this quick 11 subs, man. Let's get 11 subs right quick. It should be a little subscribe box at the top of your phone, man. Double tapping the screen on your phone is how you like the video. We go live every single night over here, man. Let's get these 11 subs right quick.
Going to be temporary here, but here's the deal. Republicans know that if this gets passed, all of their work rigging the rules of the game will be for naught. So they're going all in California to prevent this referendum from passing on November 4th. We have to fight back in two ways. The first, we have to make sure that you and your community knows that this is happening, and more importantly, why it's happening. Because it's not happening in a vacuum. This is a response to Republican overreach. It is us showing that we will no longer unilaterally disarm. We didn't start the mid-cycle redraw fight, but we certainly shouldn't be afraid to end it. And second, it's going to be expensive. Know that Republicans are going to pour tens of millions of dollars into defeating this. Why? Because they know California can undo all of the rigging that they're doing across the country. It'll cancel all of that out. They don't want that. So they need to make sure that California doesn't succeed. And they'll make sure to reach every voter in the state with their unlimited funding from their billionaire donors who want to keep in power a political party that heaps tax breaks onto them worth billions. They will stop at nothing. And furthermore, the Democrats won't have many, if any, big donors because they know that they will be retaliated against by Trump. He'll attack their business interests however he can, like he does for literally everyone. Which means that the onus falls on us, grassroots donors, to pick up the slack and help get the word out to every single voter in the biggest state in America what the stakes of this fight are. I'll put a link to donate on the screen and in the post description of this video. Here's why this is so important. Even if you're not from California or not particularly moved by gerrymandering, it is foundational. Everything in politics, healthcare, reproductive rights, gun violence, climate change, all of it relies on the ability of fairness in our elections. And that's a point that both...
Yeah, Maz, drop the Discord. If y'all want to join our booming Discord community, Maz is going to drop the Discord, man. Maz, drop the Discord.
and Gavin Newsome raised here. So this whole situation has kind of surged onto the scene in just the last few weeks, really. And to your great credit, you have responded as quickly as you possibly could, wasting no time in getting this thing on the ballot so that we can have our maps redrawn to counteract, to fight fire with fire against what they're doing in Texas. We still have other Democratic governors across the country who we've heard them say the right things, but we haven't seen action. And so in light of the fact that you're moving right now, we're getting this thing on the ballot in just a few months, and so this thing is moving as quickly as possible. What's your message to these other governors across the country who represent states that could also serve as weapons to counteract what the Republicans are doing, who haven't made any moves yet, any concrete moves yet to do something?
Well, gratitude to Kathy Hochul, gratitude to J.B. Pritzker for recognizing the urgency of the moment, for hosting the Texas delegation. Deep gratitude to the Texas delegation for raising the awareness and the stakes that put a lot of wind in our sail, that gave us the ability to make the case to our legislature. But now it's time to act.
Y'all give Ivan some flames, man. Welcome Ivan to the newest member of the Mod Squad, man. We do have the best mods on YouTube. Ivan, man, you earned it, man. Appreciate you for rocking with me, Ivan. Even when you didn't have a wrench, even when your ass was tired of looking around, even when the chat was getting on you, and I was putting your ass in a box, man. You earned it, Ivan. Y'all give Ivan some flames, man, for that new mod wrench.
Now it's time to take it to the next step. And it's not just those two that have already demonstrated a commitment on this. It's many other states. There are a lot of other blue states out there. Let's go. Like, I mean, this is it. There's no dress rehearsal. There's not, I mean, this guy is going after any institution that cultivates independent thought. He's rewriting history in real time at the Smithsonian. He's literally going after institutions of higher learning like the UC system, and notably here UCLA.
What's up, Janelle?
Which is doing life-saving research that literally is protecting our national security. It's the reason we're the economic tentpole of the American economy and the world economy in the United States of America as a beneficiary. This guy is wrecking it all in real time. We need to wake up. We cannot survive if he rigs not just Texas, but he goes to Indiana, goes to Missouri, goes to Ohio, he goes to Florida. We have to have other governors of like mind, and there are many, to now do something, not just say something.
Right. I think that the main point here is if you stand for any democratic ideal, all of it relies on having a functioning democracy. So if you're a governor or a state legislator in another state and you...
Do y'all feel like thank you, Janelle, for subscribing and liking. Do y'all think democracy is slowly slipping away from us, man? Press 1 if you do, press 2 if you don't. Do y'all think democracy is slowly slipping away?
claim to want to combat climate change or expand health care or protect women's reproductive rights or make unions stronger or whatever it is, protect kids in schools from guns, whatever it may be, all of that relies on being able to survive in a functional democracy, to have the opportunity to be elected in the first place. And so if the House is rigged, if they're able to scientifically engineer maps so that Democrats are precluded from ever having the opportunity to win, none of it matters. And so we can defend, we can claim that we want to stand for something, we can beat our chests about standing up for our values, but if we can't do it, if there's no practical way, if there's no method to actually be in power, then none of that matters. And so this is the whole ballgame right here.
God bless you. We're about to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our founding fathers. Co-equal branches of government, popular sovereignty, rule of law. You're spot on. Everything you just said is spot on. This is it. And I mean, at what point, there's literally no more evidence than you need than the evidence that has been submitted in the first 6.5, 7 months of the Trump administration. And you think this is going to get better? You think if we just say, "Oh, well, Mr. Trump, it's fine," we know it's a race to the bottom. You may call upon those other states. Can you just do 5 and California will stand down?
Yeah.
God damn it! Enough. Yeah. Democrats, stop being weak. Step up. These guys have been dominating the narrative. They have been defining the terms of the debate. It's time to get on our off our heels, onto our front toes. It's time to do just that. Dominate the narrative, flood the zone, and surround sound. It's time for us to all band together.
So again, the stakes could not be higher for all of us. If you'd like to help get the word out, please follow the link in the post description and do your part to fight back. We don't often fight, so when we do, we all have a vested interest in making sure that we win. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support it...
Man, y'all double tap the screen, shut the live out, man. I'm trying to see I'm trying to figure out where the hell they put my, I'm trying to unblock everybody here. Where do I go to unblock everybody, Jay? It used to be in settings. Oh, there you go. I'm finna unblock everybody. Who the hell ain't been in here that don't need a wrench no more? I'm finna get the lift and wrenches. Your ass ain't in here, it's finna be gone. Your ass ain't in here, it's finna be gone. Your ass ain't on them playbacks, your ass ain't in them comments, it's finna be gone. But look, I'm finna unblock everybody. Y'all block Weird Texas Deplorable. Why y'all block him, man? Weird Deplorable was in here rocking for a minute. Look, man, y'all done blocked like 100 people in here, man. Dang. Somebody went bullshitting. I think that might have been Essence the other night. She had a 50 round on that motherfucker, didn't she? Damn. I'm unblocking everybody too. Damn, y'all blocked Suge Knight? Oh yeah, I shouldn't unblock you, but I'm gonna block your ass anyway. Damn, y'all blocked Oculus too? Damn, y'all want bullshit. Y'all want bullshit. Damn. Cypher with the 5 memberships, man. Appreciate you, Cypher, for the 5 gifted memberships. Cypher, my boy, appreciate you.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Thank you, Cypher, for always showing up and showing that.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Thank you, Cypher, for your continued support, man. We got 5 new members.
To the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Hey, all the new members, you just got access to 250 past live streams plus some cool ass emojis that we do update weekly in the Discord. Miles, drop the Discord, man. Yeah, but that's the end of the show, chat. We finna just chop it. If y'all got any questions for me, man, we just finna hang out for a little minute. You said unblock you. Are you not blocked, Edward? The hell? I just unblocked everybody. I just unblocked everybody. Thank you, Cypher, for the gifted memberships. Yeah, I just unblocked everybody. Oh, Corey, you said play that clip from the Discord? What the hell you put in the Discord, Corey? Let's see. What did Corey put in the Discord? Talking about he done tagged me and some shit. Corey, you done tagged me and shit. Corey. You a damn lie. I see rules and guidelines. I see politics. Oh, you talking about he stole Robert Kraft's Super Bowl ring? Okay, here you go. Hold on.
Anyone that has the privilege of having one understands why the ring is the thing. I keep them in a drawer where I have my cufflinks. They're all in a drawer except for my third one. The original is in Russia with the president of the country. I happened to be there on a business mission with my friend Sandy Wow. We had just given out our rings. I showed Sandy my ring and he said, why don't you show it to the president? And I showed it to him and he put it on and he sort of enjoyed it, so he kept it on.
Took that, man. Come on, man. He told himself he ain't had to pay. He told himself he didn't have to have no ownership in the team. He told himself he ain't never had to attend a practice. He ain't never gave nobody no water. But he the damn Super Bowl champion, man. And who gonna tell him different, man? I appreciate your donation, Mr. Kraft. I appreciate your donation, my boy.
Except for my third one, the original is in Russia with the president of the country. I happened to be there on a business mission with my friend Sandy Wow. We had just given out our rings. I showed Sandy my ring and he said, why don't you show it to the president? And I showed it to him and he put it on and he sort of enjoyed it, so he kept it on.
Yeah, he would have had to get my shit back. He would have had to get my shit back. Hey, man, listen, man. He would have had to get my shit back. I don't give a damn if I got 3 of them, man. He would have to get my shit back. Straight up, Chad. I would have at least asked for my shit back. Like, hey, we finna go get that white ring off for you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, just walking out without your Super Bowl ring is pussy, bro. I don't care where you at. You all in Russia and shit, man. You could have at least been like, hey, you saying this a 101. This was made for me. I would have had that, man. KGB on that, man. Listen, I don't give a damn. First of all, he was out of bounds for being over there showing folks your ring. That's like me going to the hood. That's like me going to the hood letting somebody wear my chain. Somebody else's hood. That's like me going to somebody else's hood around a bunch of YNs and me letting the head of the YNs over there wear my chain and just not asking for my shit back. For one, no, you're not gonna wear my chain. For two, I'm gonna ask for my shit back if I do let you come. I don't give a fuck. What? It's like he was scared to ask for his own shit back. Nah, bro. Nah, I'm not gonna be scared to ask for my shit back. Nah. Hell nah. Get my shit back, Putin. Straight up, man. No disrespect, but let me get my shit. Trump too. Hey, Mr. President, let me get my shit back respectfully. That's what I had to tell him, man. Respectfully, let me get my shit back. Shit. Now, if you want a plug sack chain, we can commission you one. You know what I'm saying? We can commission you a plug sack chain. You just can't get this one. You feel me? I feel like that's what Mr. Kraft should have done with that Super Bowl ring. Like, hey, yo, Mr. Putin, man. My damn Super Bowl ring back, man. If you want one, we'll commission you one, man. We'll get you one sent over here, man. The original. Nah. Man, listen. They ass wouldn't have been up the street with Billy Clubs, man. That's what I'm saying. They would have been up the street with Billy Clubs. They gonna have to take it off of me, man. I'm not just gonna, man. He got finessed out his ring, man. Really, he got a little boyed out his ring. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. He didn't get the ring stolen from him. He didn't get robbed for it. He got a little boyed for it. Like, yo, you know what I mean? It's my shit now. Hey, let me see that. You know what I'm saying? That's like asking somebody saying, that's like you being somewhere, right? And you got your gun on you, and the person that don't got that gun on you is with you, and they like, hey man, that's a nice firearm you got right there. Can I see it? And you let them hold your gun, and then they just never give it back. And when you ask for it back, they be like, yeah, I'll blow your ass down. No, you can't see my gun. Crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. But yeah, we finna get up out of here, chat. I had a long day. I traveled today. I'm finna carry my ass to sleep, man, and call it a night, man. We'll be back in the morning. Y'all double tap the screen on your way out. We did not hit the soul good. Damn, I said the soul good tonight. The sub goal tonight. We did not hit the sub goal tonight, but that's all right. We'll be back tomorrow. Y'all have a good night, chat.